Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy. We're rebranding. I'm rebranded.
I'll never not want to say Honore when you do that.
You can always say it. I don't mind. Honore Andy.
I just think it just gets to a point, man. It just gets overused.
What, Honore Andy? You said it once.
I've said, Andy, how long have we been doing this podcast? I have said it many times.
I thought you just meant Honore. I didn't think you meant specifically directed towards me. That was the difference. But yeah, we're here. Mikey's here. Hi, Mikey.
Hi, Mikey.
He did the thing where he said his name instead of just the thing.
Yay.
Our lad. Our boy Mikey. We're talking about Transformers, but first, Mikey, how are you doing this week? Are you good?
I'm alright. I'm after rearranging my room, but I'm alright.
Okay, is that good?
I packed up a lot of stuff that on my Grimlock shelf, I transformed all the Grimlocks.
Okay. What, are you packing up stuff to sell, or are you just packing things away?
Packing things away.
I was going to say, because I would imagine most of your collection now are like statues. Not statues, sorry, models.
Yeah, a lot of them are models. A lot of them are models, I have packed away some of the models, but I'm just like, I have so many models.
Yeah, you can't sell them, though, really, unless they're really good quality.
They live in my house. They live in my house now.
Oh, my God.
They don't leave. You leave.
It's true, I do. I leave
leave me
at the end of the conversation every week.
It's true.
Mikey, Transformers though, not
yes.
much.
No,
not much. But there are bits, there are things. Shall we kick off with some things and bits?
Yes, let's do.
All right, Mikey. Do you remember that amazing chess set that we talked about and berated slightly last time? I'm gonna say last time because I can't remember when about it was.
It's been about a month, I think.
Oh, really? That long? Okay. Well, the campaign ended, and would you be surprised to know that it failed?
Oh.
I was not surprised. I saw this and laughed because I was like, well, of course it failed. I'm sorry, guys, who were really interested in this. I think me and Mikey both said at the time it's probably not going to succeed, and it unsurprisingly didn't. Let me read you the little what's-majigger. This is by Eagle Moss Hero Collector, I think it was called. It featured 32 unique game pieces, 16 for the Autobots and 16 for the Decepticons. If you don't know how chess works, well, that's not my problem to teach you. Each was digitally sculpted, cast in metallic resin. Metallic resin. Metallic resin? Isn't that just resin then just painted metallic? What's metallic resin? I thought resin was just like a plasticky material.
No, Andy, it's metallic resin.
What is that?
It's resin that's metallic.
I don't know what that means.
They've been cast in metallic resin.
That's true. That's all we need.
They put in a metallic pigment when they're casting it.
Oh, is that it? Okay, so it's just plastic, but effectively it's just made to look metallic. That's stupid. Okay. I don't know why that's a big thing.
Shiny.
Because you could just make it red then, right? Because it doesn't matter, because you're going to be hand painting it.
No, it needs to look premium. It needs to look premium.
But it doesn't, because it says they hand paint them.
That was the thing. Premium.
Hand painted plus several other bonuses. Unfortunately, the campaign ended with 205 backers. And what's this? $92,054 of its, oh my God, 300,000 goal. So let's think about that. 205 backers put in across the 205. Who knows how much each individual did generally. Yeah. But they did 92,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, even between 205 people, right?
I mean, yeah. Which means, like, largely it was probably just, like, a small number of large buyers going high-end.
That's about $440, well, let's just round it up, $449 per person.
Yeah, about that. And considering these are like $700 kits, or chess sets.
Yeah, I guess what a saving. What a saving they would have made. Yeah, as Mikey said, the projected price seems to be $600 to $700 for the complete chess set. was too much for trans fans and I thought that said cheese enthusiasts, but no, chess enthusiasts.
Cheese enthusiasts, of course.
I wondered what the parallel crossover for chess and cheese would be. Apart from they start with a CH and have an E and some S's in there. But no, they dramatically failed their goal, I would say. They didn't even get a third of the way there.
Yeah.
And I think with the amount of backers that they had, it's not very surprising. Very dedicated backers. Backers that should join the Moonbase 2 Patreon page for only $448 a month.
Yeah, no, because I'll absolutely encourage people to do that.
Yep, why not, right? I'm sorry, obviously, if you're not happy to see this, but I'm looking at the set and generally not impressed by it. I'd be more impressed if they did Dungeon. Was it Dungeon Dice in Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you remember when they randomly had that dice game in Yu-Gi-Oh?
God, I remember.
And it was dumb, and no one liked it. And they were like, "Why don't you play the card game?"
I remember Yu-Gi-Oh did a lot of really weird, like clearly we're running out of gimmicks, but we don't want to reboot yet.
Yeah.
Which ended in them going back to Egyptian times.
I think so. Yeah, because then they played with actual stone tablets, didn't they, rather than cards?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Sorry, I got distracted. And then like the monsters were real.
Yeah, well, they were always meant to be real.
Yeah,
weren't they?
But then they were like, that show had a weird relationship where everyone was always really surprised to get at the idea of the monsters being like. I remember like distinctly, like they were doing like this dragon themed arc. And like at the end of it, the dragons suck, and they bring out the Egyptian gods because it's first season Yu-Gi-Oh. And like Kai was the whole time like, "Why are these CGI creatures doing this? I didn't program this into the game. I didn't program this feature into the game." And at the end of it, 3 gods manifest and kill like a leviathan.
Yeah.
And at no point does and I remember this distinctly because like the next one he's still going like, "You people take this game way too seriously. You saw 3 monster gods.
You do notice
fight another monster god."
You do notice that Yugi dramatically changes with his weird mystic artifact, right?
Like his voice goes down like
you remember
several
Pegasus
octaves.
sending people's souls into another dimension?
No, it's fine. It's a video. It's a game. I made it. What like when your holograms explode, people get knocked back.
Holograms made of light, seemingly.
So people can play a card game, which some people in your world take ridiculously seriously and threaten to kill us all with.
Yeah. And wasn't there like gangsters and stuff in that world for Yu-Gi-Oh as well?
Oh yeah, well that's like Bill Fighters Try, like the Gunpla Mafia.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing generally with like? I'm pretty sure. Like, did you ever do Donball Senki or LBX, whatever it was called, the little model kits?
Meaning to pick a couple up, but never actually like did anything, or like I've never looked into the fiction or anything like that.
The show also had a mafia. I think Japan specifically has a weird obsession with if we make a like did Beyblades have like a mafia in it with Beyblade gangs? Probably.
Oh yeah,
is that a
no.
thing?
Well,
that
like
must be a
Beyblade
thing, right?
had no. Like the Beyblades I saw, because I stopped watching once they stopped like having like, oh, these are actually like containing actual monsters, and they just kind of made it like now we're watching them fight with spinning discs. And I'm just
you mean
no,
how it really?
I
would
want
be.
the dragon to come out and start trying to eat the other dragon. That was me as a kid. Like they moved on to like, oh no, it's like symbolism, and just like no, I want the monsters.
Yeah.
But I remember like Beyblade always kind of approached it like there were these ancient organizations that were like the ones I watched. Like it wasn't so much like Yu-Gi-Oh Mafia. It was like, oh, we know these monsters are real and we want them.
That's a lot of that.
Yeah, but like these monsters could pop out of your Beyblade and then try to kill the guy on the other team. So I mean, like
weird.
It's a lot more practical to say I want these monsters.
Yeah.
Rather than like I want the card that represents an interdimensional creature that might be summoned by it if I have a mystical item or, quote, the heart of the cards.
Yeah, but I think they could only be summoned with the hologram projector that Kaiba made, right? Because kids just playing the card game.
No, but like
nothing would happen.
Not always, because again, summon 3 mystical gods to fight another god in the sky. And that was just like holding up the cards.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, and like, I know, like there was at least one story where Dark Magician actually was like the real deal. And then I remember the end arc for Yu-Gi-Oh, was like dark magician and was like some actual like normal human who got turned into a monster.
So
And
what
Dark
about
Magician
Dark
Girl
Magician Girl?
Yeah, no, she was like a priestess.
Oh man.
And like the Egyptian gods were actual gods being worshipped.
Okay.
But like, of course, like it was also like ancient Egyptian Kaiba and regular Kaiba in the same room. I remember it being very strange.
Like when anybody summoned Dark Magician Girl, were they just like, "Have you seen the amount of hentai people have drawn of you?"
Send me back. Send me back.
No, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, and then like later Yu-Gi-Oh shows always kind of like I've seen a few, not a lot, but like they always kind of played with the idea of like some of them were just like, nah, it's like technology and just some people are taking it really, really fucking seriously. And then other was like, one of them is based around the fact like, no, the cards are gateways to another dimension full of monsters, and when we use the cards, what we're actually doing is summoning the literal monster but it's like we think it's a hologram, but it's not. It's a real thing.
So you're saying there's some minor inconsistency with the deep, fundamental lore of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Apparently Yu-Gi-Oh is now a multiverse.
Oh, well,
and they have
popular.
a crossover anniversary series.
People love their multiverse crossovers. Thanks, Marvel. Thanks. Any other thoughts on chess, Mikey?
Well, I was like, so this was going on for about 30 days and got 90,000.
Yeah.
For context, the Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series just got announced.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I kept forgetting when I saw it.
Didn't like I got really into the Raptor series, and
you got really annoyed with them, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't like. I had some really bad customer service experiences with them, and to be honest,
that's what it was.
I found him a right prick, and also like I don't think the Raptors anyway were what they were marketed. Like they were marketed like incredibly articulated, superposable, and everything else, and they were more articulated than most dinosaur toys, but they were also like completely reliant on stands. You couldn't like they suffer from really stiff joints.
Right.
And I got quite a few. I sold them all on eventually, but like so I never got into the Ceratopsian, like the Triceratops series, which I suspect might have at least been a bit more posable because 4 legs. But the Tyrannosaur series has been announced, and they've got like lots of different levels and everything else, and they've been running for about 5-6 days. Their goal was 157,000. They're currently at 241 after 25 days with 1,224 backers.
Okay.
Which maybe if the chess thing had smaller goals and more interesting stretch goals, or like I said, not just gone with G1 models, like redesign the characters for like a knight theme or a medieval theme, like rather than going like, well, you can give us a small amount of money, you can give us $50 so you can get this one chess piece of Optimus Prime who looks like every other Optimus Prime, or you can give us 600. So like maybe you were missing a few stopgaps in between. Maybe.
Oh, here's a question then, Mikey. Have any of the new Mattel Jurassic Park stuff tempted you? Apart from obviously like the Alan Grant and the Collector Humans, have any of the dinosaurs tempted you?
I was kind of interested in the Raptors, but I got kind of really annoyed because the Amber Collection, one, it can't really be got over here, so it's got to be imported. But two,
of course.
The Amber Collection really sold itself as like we were going to do like lots of legacy dinosaurs and it would be really cool. And I think the action figures look good. I think like Alan and the rest, Malcolm and Chris Pratt, they look fine. But like they did Blue, right?
Okay, yeah.
Then they did Charlie, then they did Delta, then they did Echo.
Is that all of the Raptors?
Those are the ones for Jurassic World.
Okay.
Without any remolding, because each of them is slightly different.
Yeah, from a toy manufacturing aspect, I get it though.
Yeah, but then they did the Jurassic Park Raptor, which has a lot of remolding things that should be there, and they didn't go in there. They just straight repainted blue. Then they did the Lost World Raptor. Mm-hmm. I believe they've announced the Jurassic Park 3 Raptor.
They were very different, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or at least different enough.
Yeah, and they are retooling that into the Dilophosaurus.
I'm not sure. They have but they're smaller, aren't they? Dilophosaurus are small, at least from the movie perspective.
Yeah,
smaller, right?
They were in the movie. They were like what, dog size?
Big dog.
But yeah, so I think they've got about 7 or 8 raptors in the series.
Okay. And
they've only just recently announced. I don't think it's out yet. No, the Amber Collection Pteranodon, which is the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon.
Okay.
Which is, and the Amber Collection, the Morphodon, that's been released early. That's from Jurassic World. And both of them, like, I think they look good, but they've also got those fucking broken wings that I really wish they'd stop putting in Jurassic Park stuff with how the wings bend. Nothing bends at wings like that. But like, I was like, by now, I was really expecting, like, I don't know, like something else, like maybe a Triceratops or like a not to scale Tyrannosaurus,
Right.
or Baby Rex. Like, oh, do you know what? I just Googled and they've just announced Baby Rex as I say it. with compies, but that's the kind of stuff I've been. But this thing's been going like for like 2 or 3 years now.
Wow, that long? Holy shit!
And yeah, but it's just like raptor. Okay, cool. And now we're getting into more.
It sounds like they've really focused super hard on tooling for the humans at the expense of the dinosaurs, if that's the case.
Yeah, like I really want to get Hammond, and I'd actually quite like the Baby Rex. Looking at it now, it looks really cool, and it's even got the little Band-Aid cast that they gave it. But like, obviously, the big question when Amber Collection was announced was, are they going to do the Rexes?
Yeah, of course.
So you know, and I noticed that the Baby Rex in this is exactly the same size as the Raptors, and now I'm highly suspicious. I'm hang on, I'm looking at a side by. Did you?
SDCC exclusive T-Rex coming soon.
Is it a No, it's not a If it is a retool, it's a heavy retool.
Okay.
I think all the Amber Collection stuff looks good. It's just like, cool. Can you do another body type?
No.
Please?
No. We got
like,
you the humans, then you.
If they're branching out into the Pterosaurs and the Baby Rex, maybe they'll start doing something else, but like, I do want to pick up at least one of them at some point, but it's just like importing as well.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
But like, if the Baby Rex isn't crazy price, I might try picking that up at some point.
I do hear that Ireland specifically has no interest in dinosaurs and like anything interesting like that. They're just like, nah, you don't want them.
Yeah, Ireland's like, do you want this? No.
You heard of Jurassic Park? Yeah, we didn't like it. You heard of G.I. Joe? Yeah, don't like it either. Okay.
You don't want toys? I kind of do.
To be fair, like, I can get why G.I. Joe wouldn't be sold over here, but like, dinosaurs, generally speaking, sell, right? Kids still like dinosaurs, as far as I know.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. Mikey, do you want to take us on to our next bit of news? Talking about dinosaurs, actually.
Yeah, this is a weird one. In that they seem to be kind of going off another company's idea, but
stealing an idea, you mean? Reappropriating?
Right. Fiendish Doctor Wu is perhaps acting fiendishly here. DWE-14 Energy Dragon. This is a super deformed Trypticon. Now, not the first, of course. There's the quite chunky one that I've always wanted to pick up. I don't remember, by might have been Make Toys or something like that. But like, which is really, I really like that one. This is a super deformed Trypticon that turns into a box. Doesn't look like a big box. Rather along the lines of the Beast Box transforming toys, excuse me. Beast Box, for anyone who doesn't know, they started off as like a very simple Raptor T-Rexy design, and since then they've gone insane and can basically turn any shape you want into a cube. And have combiners and Transformers references in theirs, and dragons and parrots. It's terrifying. But anyway, so it's an SD Trypticon. Very, very simple. He's small. He's not, like, complicated. Like, very obvious ball joints and everything else. And he turns into a quite dinky fortress mode. And they've given him a weird hovercraft mode, is all I can call it.
I guess, yeah?
Yeah. And yeah, I see what they're going for. And as always, I love SD stuff. But I don't think it works very well, if I'm honest.
Yeah. They're trying to do too much, I think, right?
Yeah. And like, I think like it's too obvious that it's divided into chunks. Like, in terms of like SD, like also the head's not SD enough. It's just like a shrank down version of Trypticon's head. But like big chunky legs, chunky-ish head, but then like the body really is unimpressive in comparison. So again, like it's going to be more expensive, of course, because it was a more complicated toy. But the other SD Trypticon one, like really articulated, highly stylized as well, like really like solid looking product. This looks like a Legends figure.
How do you think this will work with the other cube things, though? Do you think, because maybe that's the market that they're going for the people who just want the cube toys? It's a Transformer cube now.
I mean, I'm trying to see, like looking at it, it looks like it's got some like dedicated engineering for it, which is good. But yeah, it'll depend how like QC works, to be honest. Like I haven't heard anything about Doctor Wu's actual figures, have you?
No, not me personally, no.
But so it's one of those things where I'm definitely curious, but whether or not this will work out, I don't know. It's just not singing to me, for want of a better term. What about you, Andy?
I wonder what the market would be for this, because, like I say, I think it is meant to be targeting the whatever the cube people, whatever those toys are called. It is meant to be, at least feels like it's meant to be going into that market. I don't know how many people would want a Transformer version of that, and I don't know how well this stands up visually to the other ones. Like, will it fit in well enough? Will it stand out dramatically? Like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know. I think it's weird. It's not something that I would have any interest in, but it's, I mean, hey, it's something different again, so I'll give that to them again. It is a little bit cheap. That it seems like it is taking somebody else's idea, though.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
But yeah, I don't know. Any other info on it? Or is that about it?
Just double checking. Nope, that's it.
Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yep.
Alright, Fans Toys show the FT-40A Hannibal, which is obviously Cerebros. From that name, I'm sure you could have guessed straight off the bat. Yes, Cerebros or just Fort Max. Fort Max from the Japanese Headmaster series, because it's definitely that and not Cerebros.
This is Fort Max.
Yes, I don't know why it says Cerebros.
Fortress. This is specifically Fortress.
Yeah, they do say on the article it's Cerebros, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I would say because, like, everyone would say it's Cerebro, but, like, no. It's Fortress. It's got his face. It's Fortress.
Yeah. And it doesn't turn into a small version of Fort Max, which is what Cerebros did, which was always weird.
Yep.
Always weird. So, yeah, it's the Japanese-inspired version, of the Japanese version, the animated version of Cerebros, Fort Max, or Fort, sorry. We have a few things. We have him in his head mode, which is a much more animated G1 cartoon-inspired version of Fort Max. Again, the Japanese series, not the English series. He comes with the Master Sword, a base for the head, which can also convert into a small control station, which can hold the Master Sword, interchangeable faces, and parts for the toy or cartoon-accurate face of Fortress Maximus. This figure is part of a ambitious... Oh, it's this one. It's the 50-inch Fortress Maximus figure that we heard about ages ago, where we were like, no, it's too big, no.
Yeah, 47 inches is the official height given. Which, for anyone who wants to know, that is 1 inch under 4 feet. Unicron barely comes up to his groin.
What?
If that. Actually, I've seen some reconstruction of Unicron coming up past the knees.
That's not gonna be like, if this thing actually, like, this will come into play. This figure will come into play definitely. Yep. If the 4 foot tall figure comes into play, if that's an actual thing that ever happens.
What if? Oh no! Something occurred to me there. What you buy the big figure. Then you have to buy this figure.
Well, yeah, it's not going to come with a head.
Oh, I actually think that's a bit dirty.
There's no way they'd release this and then be like, oh no, we're also releasing it there. Maybe they would.
Maybe, but it's also like, hey, did you want to buy this massive thing? Whoops, incomplete. Spend another 100.
Yeah, I hope you had the head. Yeah, my concern is, like, if that big one does come out, how actually fun is it going to be to transform? Because Unicron, to me, didn't look very fun.
And this is the size of a short person.
I think it's fair to say that even G1 Fort Max is not the most fun to transform just because of its size.
Yeah. That's why it's nice
Metroplex is a decent size for a Transformer.
For I think the City Bot's, like, at that kind of size, or Scorponok's a good size.
Yeah. Also because he's not too fiddly. I think the reason why Fort Max isn't that fun is because of you're having to move around his legs so much and make them fold in on themselves.
Really strong ratchets.
He does. He needs them, granted, but that makes that a little bit less fun. But yeah, Scorponok, Trypticon, Omega Supreme a little bit less because he's very partsy. But those guys are fine. Unicron from the Armada series, he's getting a little bit annoying to transform at that point. A little bit annoying.
Yeah, he's still fun. I still like him, but him and Primus, it's like, they are, and like, less so Starscream and Metroplex.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, that's not even fair to say for Starscream.
Incredibly simple.
Well, Starscream's just the Voyager toy that they made in Japan first, and then they upscaled him for the West.
Yeah, they blew him the fuck up?
Yeah, they blew him up really big. So that's not too fair to say, but I couldn't say about the Metro Titan, whatever he was called.
The Metroplex, the Cybertron Metroplex. He's very big, but he's basically just like, I'm pretending. You can't see me. I've got my knees in front of me.
I was trying to actually think of a stupid Galaxy Force name.
Oh,
it was
Megalo Convoy.
Megalo Convoy, that was it, yeah. He's not too bad, because he's not super big. I think he's smaller than... Is he the same size? No, he can't be the same size. He's almost as...
Well, like, with his legs stretched out, he's the same size as Starscream.
Oh, okay, so he's just got really tall legs. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, the Unicron didn't seem fun. I'd argue some of these other really big toys, at least for me personally, wouldn't be fun. I can guarantee you I would not enjoy a 4-foot-tall robot transformer that you'll transform once, because you'll look at it and be like, nah, no, bro, don't want to do that. I look forward to Jobby doing a video on it, though.
Yes, I look forward to his pain.
If he doesn't do it, I'll be like, oh, you're a fake Transformer fan.
Yep.
Hand in your card. Give me your toys.
Yep.
You bitch. What do you think? Since we're not really talking about the theoretical future where a nightmare giant thing is going to, take up 4 feet of your house, what do you think of just the head? What do you think of Fort?
I really like this.
He looks great.
He looks amazing. Really good robot mode. The Headmaster looks really nice. The Headmaster has little ankle joints. I think that's adorable.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen a Headmaster partner, or whatever you want to call him, with actual joints in the feet.
They've got an extra expression for the head mode, which I think is cool. You've got the Master Sword there. It's like a part of the functionality. It's got a base, a really fun looking base. And that, you can pull the sword out of the base like a Sword in the Stone moment, or he's he's taking over the spaceship Maximus. No, I always prefer Fortress 2 Cerebros. It's the only thing a Headmaster that could actually say I like a huge amount.
Technically, the head mode going onto the base as well, that happened in the show when they were just flying through space, didn't it?
That's how he drove it.
Yeah, which was dumb. But I completely forgot. It just popped into my head there, yeah.
Because it was like, why do you transform into a head when at this stage he didn't know Maximus did? The Maximus did.
Yeah.
It's like, I do it to steer. Just like,
There's literally a steering wheel here, bro. No? Okay.
No.
Fine.
But I really do think this turned out really, really nicely.
Yeah, not to the point where you'd want to buy a 4-foot-tall robot. Obviously, but
I would buy him.
Oh wow, really?
I would if cash
theoretically,
cash is kind of a thing at the moment.
Sure.
And I still really am dubious about whether my pre-order for the Planet X Grimlock will come to fruition in terms of being able to afford it. But the pre-order's in, so I figured just get it in. But yeah, no, I really think this guy looks really, really good.
It looks good. No, I would agree. It looks good. Maybe not something I would rush for, because, in all honesty, Fortress doesn't have the most interesting design, because, his interesting design is he becomes a head for Fort Max. That's his interesting design. So his base robot is a little bit on the flat side, but it's a solid representation of what that is in the animation model. They give you a lot of extra stuff that they probably didn't have to do, I don't think. Giving you the base, because the base is important for the flying of the ship, as we just talked about. The sword being in it is super important for the transformation into Fort Maximus mode.
Yep.
I can't remember how often he did it. How often was that shown in the show?
The transformation or the sword? Because
the sword bit.
It was stock animation. I remember, but hang on.
See, I couldn't remember if it was stock or not. I thought it probably would be. But I wasn't sure, because obviously Fort Max appears late in the run. Same for Scorponok; they appear very late in that series.
Apologize for sound of typing there, but
Angry Mikey poking.
Angry Mikey poking. Like, okay, so I haven't seen Headmasters in a long time, so let's have a look at the transformation. I don't want an ad.
There's a reason why neither you nor I have watched that series in a
No,
while.
it's terrible. But it's a really bad show. It is by far the worst of the Takara trilogy, and one of the worst Transformers TV shows. Still better than...
I think I'd watch over the Netflix stuff and the Machinima stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. But so yeah, he draws the Master Sword, and that's how he starts the transformation.
Yeah. But that is stock footage, is it?
Yeah. So he does that
so
every time.
It would have played quite a lot.
Yeah, and he like flies out and he turns into a head. It's great.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how often it visually showed it, and if it's stock animation,
Wow,
then obviously
they are
they did the
desperately
loads.
trying to make. Like, they're really trying to make the Fort Max transformation seem like a super robot transformation, and it just doesn't work.
No, because there's not enough there to make it a super
because
robot
it's so
transformation.
like, hey, this folds forward very, very slowly.
Yeah, they're trying to give it gravitas kind of thing.
And it's just like it's not working because you're actually like they're playing it and they've just got the transition happening in slow motion so you can see the frames.
Oh. Yeah, they don't have the budget to make this slow motion.
Yeah,
so I hate that. I've always hated that forced slow mo in. Well, I mean, we talked about it last week with Spider-Man when they frequently did it, but other shows did it as well. They're not the only ones. But yeah, Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news?
I could be convinced.
All right, do it, please.
I have to bring it up.
Please.
KFC Toys have revealed P9A and P10A, the King Gorilla and King Zilla. And I will always say it like that, off-white version color renders. So these are their MP versions of Ape Face and Snapdragon. These are re-releases of older figures from a good while back, I believe, with a new premium finish with cartoon-accurate colors, use vibrant white. A few updates to the mold as well, like a new cartoon-accurate face for Ape Face, or King Gorilla. This is going to keep happening. Deal with it. These look good. Like, these are renders, so that is something to be aware of. They look good from certain angles. Like, Snapdragon looks rather terrible from the side.
In which mode?
In robot mode, because he has no face.
Okay. Yes.
He looks better in Dino mode from some angles.
Oh, I was gonna say.
There's a lot of some angles in these. Like, these are very KFC, like, last generation designs.
KFC once again crawling out of the mire of death to kind of come back again, it seems.
Yeah, but like the designs they're using are from their worst days. And all I can hope is like the QC's a lot better this time.
Oh, you'd hope so. I'll give them this. Snapdragon's jet mode, that looks nice.
Yeah, but I'll never forgive them for Captain the Shark.
Yeah.
Never for like if they brought out that mold with new tolerances and QC fixes, cool. But yeah,
my brain still remembers though.
yeah, I remember cutting myself on someone's. Like I cut myself on Planet X Grimlock, but that felt appropriate. Like the FOC Grimlock cuts you. Yeah, no, that's what happens. But like there's a lot of design issues with this. Like the wrists on Ape Face are really bad in his ape mode. The proportions are really like semi 2D as well on both robot modes. They like it really feels like the effort went into the jet and like vaguely the robot mode. Yeah. But like the robot mode, like at the time, their aesthetic was very different to what I would like. And these were the ones you got.
I like it.
Yeah, but basically, these are the ones we got excited about because of who they were.
Yeah, because there was nothing for them back then either.
Yeah, and we still haven't had a lot. But...
No, we've had the official versions, and you know, the Snapdragon I still think is good, but the Ape Face had the problem of the crappy white plastic that it was made with for some reason. I do not like this Ape Face though. This one specifically.
That sounds like the sound of a song. I do not like this Ape Face. I do not like his face.
I mean, his gorilla mode. He's got really dinky gorilla legs, very long, lanky front arms. And an entire jet on his back, and then in his robot mode, obviously he has the issue that the G1 toy had, which is just the entire 90% of the jet just hanging off of his back.
Yeah.
Again, I'll be kind and say from the front in robot mode, He doesn't look too bad. But then a lot of that, I think that's a lot of KFC, isn't it? It's, if you look at these, it's great from one angle, and then maybe not any other.
I mean, looking at the ape mode, like, there is no way in hell it's holding that pose in real life.
I'd be surprised, yeah.
Like
that's so much weight on those joints for the feet. So much weight. And they're not big enough, like you say, to support the arms that are kind of being held in a slightly front position. I'm sure his center of gravity is just going to throw him forward, surely.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of these. I thought they looked bad.
No. Kind of reminded me of, like, when we got those free cassettes. Remember those?
Yeah.
Like, we had, I think you and I both got the Scorpion, and that was unpleasant to handle.
Yeah, I got the Bat.
Oh, yeah, you got the bag, I got the Scorpion.
Yeah. The Bat was really flat into, well, obviously it's because but in terms of, like, what you did with it, it was just, like, nothing very special. And it didn't look like a very cool bat, and it was just white and blue, so it didn't have a super cool color scheme either. I think at one point I wanted the Scorpion because I thought that looked better. At least it looked more interesting.
And they did a Devastator version for some reason.
That's right. Yeah, for the Action Master version, yeah. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice, but never to the point where I wanted to buy it, personally.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we just keep shitting on KFC toys, but they've got a long way to crawl out of the muck, to be honest.
You need to produce something with some really nice designs that earn back a lot of bad press and bad history.
At least with us. I don't know, like, what the general consensus is that other people are feeling about, like, KFC toys coming back, but yeah, definitely for me, and clearly for you as well, it's just like I don't know, bro, make something new. Don't just release your very old designs.
Yep.
But then again, like, if Fans Project came back and said we got the Glacial Lord 2 coming out, I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah, no.
Let's
the
go.
difference is, like, Glacial Lord was great.
It was. No one bought it because you're all idiots.
Fucking idiots. Sorry, what? Who said that? Andy, don't call them idiots. They're fucking idiots.
No,
but
that's fair.
But, like, the Glacial Lord was a great design, a really fun toy, excellent QC.
Yep.
And then they didn't make anymore.
No, they could have. I'm sure they could have.
Well, especially, like, we were switching into the MP market then.
Yeah. Fuck.
But so another thing you took away from me. But, like, it's a very different thing than, like, saying, "Oh, we're re-releasing Glacial Lord." Yes, please. We're re-releasing KFC's Captain Shark. No. Keep him. Like, you have to prove that this is not shit.
yeah, pretty much. And, people could say quite rightly, Glacial Lord didn't shift because it's not a Transformer, and it'd be like, that is true, and that is unfortunate. Because it could have expanded an interesting idea.
Yep, and it was still better than everything else out of the market at the time.
Yeah. It's a good figure. I like it.
Yep, it's a lovely figure. It's wonderful, and because of its approach to its simplicity and everything else, it's aged so well.
Yeah, it's true. Shall I move on, Mikey?
Yes.
Shockwave Lab are pooping out the SL-113 LED cannon for Shattered Glass Megalotron, or Megatron as he's also known.
The shark version of Megatron.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't they call Sharkticon Megatron that? Megalotron, because
that would have been smart. People might not have bought him, might not thinking it was actually Megatron, so maybe that's the reason. So this is 2 LED cannons. You get 2 of them. You can attach these to Megatron's back kibble. I like how they just show off about that. Or his shoulders. They're compatible with the alt mode as well. And you also get inner battery system ×2. What's this, Andy? Well, this is to be placed in each LED cannon that requires a pair of batteries. So you get the cannons, and then you get the ability to light said cannons. So you get really one thing, just with lights in, that you can either have in or out.
Cool.
Mikey.
Yes.
You like Shattered Glass Megatron?
I have to get it because I'm honor bound, but that is also on the shopping list. But I'm honor bound to buy her.
Would you be tempted to get more goons for her?
Not really. I mean,
they light up.
I kind of like what they do to the jet ? Mode. Like, because the way they work in that, they like integrate in between the wings and the actual main body.
Yes, yeah, so it helps to make that vehicle mode more of a real thing than a fan mode.
Yeah. Whereas in robot mode, they stick on the side of the shoulders or they stick on the top of the back kibble. And they're trying to emulate the Energon Megatron cannons, which were fold up and fold down.
Yeah.
Which I think, and which I also, like, they would point up and then that would give you a nice silhouette with the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't do that here. And they don't look as good just sticking off the shoulders.
No, I would agree.
And yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those things, like, I also think this is a bit of an interesting one because this has a very limited market. For
very limited, yeah. Yeah, because it's already like not available in stores, so not a lot of people are going to get it. Shattered Glass, I can't imagine, maybe I'm wrong, is going to be a bit more of a specified audience, and then an audience that's then going to again go for, you know, weapons or something.
Yeah, like
at least they're trying to make the silhouette a little bit different in robot mode. I guess it's not really succeeded super well, but
yeah,
I guess it's something.
Like yeah, apparently there's a few different kits for this guy.
What, for the Megatron?
Yeah, like someone's saying there's a Rumbler and Sword kit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I've never seen it, so cool. I'm
guessing they didn't actually put pictures of links in. They just said.
They just said they found it. I'm not going to search eBay. But,
no.
Yeah, but it's kind of neat. But no, I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news?
Yeah, I'm not given the gag, though.
What's the gag?
The gag of it being over 9,000 because...
Oh, that one. No, I didn't think
funny
it was going to go that way. No.
It's not funny anymore.
And yet it's always going to happen. This was a baffling story, though.
This was weird. Like,
baffling.
I love this because this started out as, like, one weird thing and then turned into another completely weird thing. So... middle of the week, Chris Sabat, voice of Vegeta and Piccolo and All Might and the lovely father from Steins Gate, who ran the world's best television shop and was also a member of something very bad, came out and said he was doing a Hasbro live stream. And this got people really confused because Funimation, obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, is the really animation dub company in America at the moment. There are many, and it is the king. It does everything from symbol dubs to like redubbing old shows, like, and obviously like it handles everything Dragon Ball Super on in the West, bar like a few countries. So a lot of conversation got going, which in all honesty was really reasonable to say, why on earth is Funimation getting involved in this? Could we be getting a victory dub? Like, and it just seems like, well, there's literally nothing else it could be. Because it seems like such a random thing, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
It was really a time where, like, for about 24 hours, it was completely logical for you to think that maybe we were getting an English dub of Victory.
Which, in a weird way, it kind of suggested that. At least people were definitely interpreting the information as that.
But, like, you know, you only had so much information, I suppose.
I guess,
Yeah. And then, Angela said this, and I, like, as a joke, and just like, wouldn't it be hilarious if you just saw it and thought it was cool and wanted to talk to Hasbro about it? And people laughed. People laughed. And then I watched the live stream, and Chris Sabat started, like, I was walking through Fan Expo, and I saw this, and I'd never heard of this Transformer before, and he looked cool in Japanese. I wanted to talk to someone about this and get to know about him more, so I contacted Hasbro, and they said, do you want to do a thing? And I said, yeah, sure, but will you tell me about this toy? I literally know nothing about it. Chris Sabat just thought it was cool and wanted to know more.
Seemingly. Maybe there's, you know, he could be lying. There could be more to
lying,
it than that.
But if you're going to lie, tell a better lie.
No, not better lie, just a more interesting one.
Tell one that sounds more plausible than just, I was walking around and said, like, oi, Hasbro, I've got pulled. Do you want to come on and tell me about this? And I don't know, I'll make a stream about it.
There's no way he did it for free, right? Because that would be weird.
No, he did.
That is weird,
idea. He started doing, like, his own, it's like he started doing his own, like, live stream podcast kind of things.
Oh.
And he's basically just like, well, do you want to come on and do it? Yeah, sure.
I'm still keeping to that's weird.
It's very weird. It's
yeah.
extremely, extremely weird. I also like how, aka the voice of Dragon Ball /Z/Super Vegeta. I would like to see the Dragon Ball episode with Vegeta in it, please. Because that would be a very different show. Dragon Ball ends early today. planet dead. So yeah, they just basically it was them walking Chris Sabat through what Starsaber and what Transformers Victory were, and him getting really excited over things like Starsaber's has an adopted son, and Hasbro people were really selling like Starsaber as a really deep character as well.
Oh no, they were lying.
And then at the end of it, we got color turnarounds and color images of the guy. And at the time, I think we were at 8,400 backers, and we got over 9,000 backers out of this. We're now currently sitting at 9,400. So there were some interesting things in the turnaround. Like we saw how the Brainmaster worked. Like basically, Saber's head is on his back, and you flip that up.
Okay.
And we saw some combination things, and then we saw a turnaround. We saw what the stand. I was wrong about this. The stand is going to come painted. It is going to come with a V, painted V, an Autobot symbol, and it's going to be colored blue. So, I will firmly say I was misleading there. But then we saw a turnaround of the V Star and the combined V Star Victory Leo kind of thing, and then I shuddered because I realized there was a big shield on its back that we haven't heard them talk about yet. And I was like, oh no, are they silly enough to make that the third stretch goal?
Yeah.
And then I realized, yes, they are. So I am fully expecting the thing to make you want to convince your friends to add, at the moment, 11,000 backers.
Oh god.
Is a shield.
Oh no! But that was shown in like the images that I saw. It was in there, wasn't it?
But it was never announced.
But it was in the promo photos.
It was never announced. They
but
fucked
it was
up.
In the promo photos.
So but like
no.
what seems to have happened is that they molded the shield and the gun and the stand and took a bunch of promo photos of them with it, and then didn't realize what they did.
Oh, so basically they took a photo of all the things that are promo photos, but are actually things that maybe not the shield's necessary, but the other things maybe are.
Yeah, but like I think they went like whole package, and then either they were doing this as like a stealth reveal and thought it was cool, or they didn't realize they were doing it and someone fucked up. But yeah, so first of all, Andy.
Me.
I mean, I'm not mad that Chris Sabat was interested in this, and he seemed really interested and enthused throughout the whole thing, and he seems like a lovely man, and everything I've seen of Chris Sabat is like he seems like a cool dude.
Potentially, I don't know him, but sure. But both of mine and your concerns when this first popped up, because I hadn't researched it, clearly you have now, was how much did Hasbro pay him to do it? And if it's the case that they didn't pay him anything and he just did it for free, that's cool. None of the money went to some bizarre advertisement, which is what I was really concerned with.
The most bizarre advertisement I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Luckily,
really?
That doesn't seem to be the case. Thank God.
No. Yeah. Further thoughts? Like, this is the best look we've gotten at Victory Leo's like beast mode, for instance.
I mean, it's compromised to a point, I suppose. Being what it is. I think this looks like a toy that could have sat on a store shelf and sold money. I don't know. Really I don't see. I don't think that kids would not have wanted this.
I think it would be incredibly hard to sell in the modern toy market, but I think it is like kind of like Unicron. There is nothing premium about this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
this is just like. The thing is, like, you could have sold Victory Leo and then sold Saber maybe as both commander classes or something, but also, like, commander class isn't selling overall.
Yeah, but that's because the commander classes are crap. At least in my opinion.
I would probably try at least one of them, but not Hot Rod, because he can go to hell. But
hang on. Whoa. Which one would you try?
Jetfire, because I can make it look weird and Macrossy.
Okay.
That is my reason. I think it looks way better with the armor on. Yeah, it doesn't look like a premium figure, but it's also like, okay, I actually do like, this is not something I could see selling in a modern toy aisle.
You don't think so?
Not in like Walmart or something like that, where like without Toys R Us, and even then Toys R Us didn't want Titan class or anything like that.
No.
They took him because they had to. Like, this is like an online purchase only, and for something this size, that's just a bit of a nightmare. Anyway.
I suppose it can't be premium then if that's the case, because you know it has to. It's going to be a limited, more limited amount of figures than anything else, I guess.
But like,
still,
there's some aspects I find disappointing. Now we've seen, like, I really don't like that the Brainmaster isn't colored properly at all.
Yeah, I don't see why they couldn't have at least painted the face at the very least.
Or like, I would have taken anything bar dead blue.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I do think it looks like the actual colored images look good, but like when we saw the rotation of Saber, I don't like what he looks like from the side at all. He's a chunky boy.
Yeah, he is. I understand why, but
this figure is about Star Saber and Victreelio. It's really about Star Saber. I think he looks good. I honestly think he looks good. I'm just like, I'm seeing the non-premium elements and the things that just like, this is a toy that is HasLab because there was no other way to get it made in 2021.
Well, seemingly at least.
I can't think of how you'd release this mass market and make your money back. I really can't.
But that's not our problem. We're not businessmen.
Nope. It's your job to make it sell, but like, I'm not going to say to them like, oh, well, why don't you do it? And it's like, well, you probably can't. But I will say, like, it's one of those things where if it was priced higher, if it was priced like in the current Masterpiece price range, or something where just like where my brain is going like, I should be getting like a Flame Toys quality figure or something like that, then I would be a hell of a lot more critical, because this, like, Unicron, I'm super critical of as a design.
Yeah.
Because it is just a big Generations figure, and you paid you can pay, like, if you're buying a third party, like on the secondary market, you're paying as much as you would for a decent car. But like, brand new, minimum you're paying $700.
Yeah, this one's a lot easier to swallow compared to that, at least. I would agree.
Yeah. Like, this is two big figures, both coming in at about $80 or $90 each.
Yeah,
and that's something I'm okay with. But it's relatively, like, I don't feel like anyone's being ripped off by getting this.
Well, depending how good the quality is when it comes, obviously.
If it's shit, and if it has like Marvel Sentinel issues, then you are being like screwed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I can't predict that.
Good news though, Mikey. The stand is fully coloured, unlike what we thought it was going to be. So it's totally worth it for
that totally will incentivize people to go up to 17,000 backers.
To be fair, you said it was. I'm pretty sure you guguaranteed it wasn't going to be painted. Yeah, because like
at the time it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah. Everything I could find was saying it was going to be a clear plastic thing, but I was wrong. I admit my mistake.
That's okay.
But I still don't think that will gain you 8,000 extra backers.
Yep, you never know.
Like, maybe when all those Toys R Us sales and everything else and the Zavi sales come in, it would just be like, oh my god.
yeah, maybe. Are they going to do Zavi with this, do you think?
Yeah, no, Zavi is supplying Europe.
France,
Europe,
okay,
Ireland, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because they're going to be focused on, like, Hasbro Pulse UK, I would have thought here, at least.
Yes. Currently sitting at 9,401 backers with 14 days to go.
Yeah.
I would genuinely be shocked if they didn't make the 11,000, but well, we shall see, I suppose. Any further thoughts on HasLab?
I'm sure people will be happy when they get this stuff. Hopefully, when you get, I hope when people get this figure, if it gets fully funded, it won't be as quickly a regret as Unicron was for a lot of people. Obviously, not everybody, but there were certainly people who regret purchased or regret bought that Unicron, and they looked at it and went, "Ooh, maybe not," and they sold it. I remember that. Not everybody did that, but there was a
significant enough number from what I remember.
Yeah, at least there was rumblings on pages about it, at the very least.
At least, like, you'd make your money back and then some.
On the Unicron?
Yeah, if you sold it right then where people are like, oh my god, I need to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not so sure you'd get it sold, but at least
you might.
Be a slow sell, but you'd also make more now, I suppose.
Alright, well, there we go. Shall I take
Andy.
us on, Mikey?
Take us on.
Yeah, a little quick one. We got a possible first look at a beast. Sorry for the toy spoilers, by the way. Mikey can do this bit next. Sorry for the toy spoilers.
Filthy toy spoilers.
We're getting a first look at the Beast Wars Vintage Scorponok reissue. It is different from the original version
Yes,
of Scorponok.
quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I don't know about quite a bit.
Oh no, I had the original version. This guy looks very different.
I've got the original version, and I wouldn't say it's molded exactly the same. There's no
but like the color
difference
scheme's
visually
completely
to it.
different.
What's that?
The color scheme's very different.
Yeah, no, I was about to mention it. Instead of it being black, or a weird translucent black on some of them, it is just more of a solid metallic-y greyish colour.
Yeah, more show.
Yeah, and that's the big difference. That's really the only difference, unless there was something else you meant as well.
No, that's what I meant, because like the
Okay, yeah, because I wouldn't say that's a
is-
massive difference.
The toy Scorponok, for anyone who doesn't know, is black and red. Like,
Yep.
completely, except for the claws. He's black and red. And here,
Yep.
like, nope, very different color scheme.
Yeah, well, he's lighter. He's more toon accurate, I guess, color scheme wise.
Oh, yeah, like, he's
which would be
definitely more
nice to
along that-
differentiate
that
them.
range. Yeah, no, I think he's the first one we've seen this on, in terms of, like, a repaint difference.
In terms of any difference, I don't think any of the other ones have had any changes to them. It's kind of funny to see him stacked up against the newest Scorponok as well, from Kingdom, since that one's done in more of a purple gradient to grey in some places.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would have preferred it all in grey. Granted, there was an upgrade kit. I can't remember who's done it for that Scorponok.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which does thigh extenders and a waist extender or something. And again, like before a third-party company had done it, we'd seen like third-party 3D printer people doing this stuff as well. And it helps the toy significantly not look terrible. Because I do think that the Kingdom Scorponok suffers massively. I think it also replaces the top of the tail, doesn't it? To make it more of the toy version.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I think it does, but offhand I can't remember, and obviously there's no story about it, so I can't talk about it too much, but...
I mean, like,
yeah.
I'll be honest, if I get Kingdom Scorponok at any time, he's spending all his time in Beast Mode.
Oh, why?
Because I love that Beast Mode, and I'm more interested in it than his Robot Mode.
Wow. Poor Scorponok.
Wow.
He's so significant in the show, though, Mikey.
He made a bee.
He did make a
Primal
bee.
mad.
Very angry. Angie Prime. That's about it. There seems to be no other differences with it, but I'm actually kind of surprised the Vintage Beast War line is still going on, to be honest.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shock. We do have some filthy news that suggests that it's not only continuing but getting a bit weird.
Yeah, I noticed that you put up a link during the week, but I can't again find it in the news stories. I'm sure you'll cover this in a bit more detail. But I mocked one of them because you were like, "Oh, look at these cool selections," and I went, "One of them was K9." I was like, "Oh, good, K9. You're not going to do the original version, which was what was the name? Wolf something?
Wolfang,
a much better color rather than the weird just lassie colored version." And said, "Oh, it's K9. Haha, doggo, bark, bark." I hate that version of the toy. It looks so lame.
We could do a Corona version.
No, we couldn't. It would still look lame. He's got a massive underjaw. Like, that's the problem with that figure. The chin just stretches out for miles in front.
Weird ass toy.
Yeah. There's some nice ideas in there. You know what he was good as, Mikey? A Cyber Beast.
Yeah, many people were good as Cyber Beast.
They were. You know what would be good if they made this? What was his name as a Cyber Beast? Because I can't remember. Max B, yeah. I think we need, like, if they say, Andy, Mikey, we're doing a Max B, it'd be like, oh, fuck, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do the rest of them.
Yep.
I'll be happy. I won't complain about Hellscream or BB or
it was Max B, Hellscream, Dirge Gun, and Thrustinator.
I liked Thrustinator the best, which was the Dinobot mold, but then with knives all over it.
And a chainsaw penis.
It was fucking ace. All of those Cyber Beasts are fucking cool. That's how you do a remold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking at pictures of them,
man. Imagine if they did a whole line like that. They just remold them all like that.
I'd love if they did that would be great.
They wouldn't, but that'd be cool. It also helped that they gave a lot of them new heads as well, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mikey, you mentioned that there were a few other ones. What are the filthy toy leaks?
Stinking leaks!
And why are we talking about it in this way as well, Mikey?
Plug them so the ship doesn't sink. Look at it sink and die. Sink beneath the waves. waves of dreams and hopes and future wants. People are getting very excited about this.
Or confused.
People aren't happy about leaks. Still.
Mm-hmm.
And
Toy leaks.
Toy leaks.
Leaks on toys.
Yes. And I'm not really bothered. So I'm assuming Andy also isn't very bothered.
I'm perplexed why people are concerned about knowing what the toys are when you're clearly going to know because it's going to be announced at some point and you're going to put pre-orders in on these toys. Because let's be fair, who, like, maybe there's a very small minority, the Amish probably,
the
who
Amish
walk into a toy
Transformers
store.
collectors.
Mm-hmm. They are the ones I would believe that wouldn't like toy spoilers. I believe they wouldn't, but I doubt there are many people who walk into a toy store blind these days and just happen to see a new Transformer that they didn't know about.
Just knock a bunch of stuff over.
I don't think we've existed in that world since about 2000, or maybe 1999, maybe even before that. I do not know why this is a thing specifically that's happening within the last 2 years, something like that.
I mean,
I don't get it.
Yeah. Also, side note, Max B made me think of the BB mold, and I love that mold.
It's fun.
Yep.
I mean, it's a G 1.5 toy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Smoke Jumper and someone else.
Gigant Bomb, and then there's Dreadwind, which was a G2 repaint. And
that's a Dreadwing and Smoke Jumper.
And then when there was a re-release of BB in Car Robots as an Autobot called Victory Bomber.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good toy.
Yep.
They're great. I still have my original versions from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Yep.
When I got them, I don't know why I remember, but I remember coming home in the car. I think we got it from Woolworths. And I think I got the best watch ever, which was the Megatron tank watch.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a sick-ass watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to it, though.
These were... Oh, God. Good toys, man. Good toy.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, also the original Dreadwing version, which was going to be Megatron, which looks so good. Anyway, so leaks. We have many leaks. Basically, we have what's likely to be a full breakdown of the next year of toys. So if you are, like, disinterested in hearing this until Hasbro comes out with something, take 10-15 minutes off, go get a cup of tea, go walk your dog, kiss your loved ones, tell them that you're still there. So if not, just listen, we're just going to go through. They give, like, how many per case. I'm not going to mention it unless it's, like, someone's short packed who shouldn't be. But yeah, Studio Series look like it's getting... Some of this as well we've already mentioned, but I'm going to go through anyway. Studio Series is getting a core class, so it's going to get the smaller figures. I think that's a good idea because there's lots of characters you could do that I'd have no interest in having a big figure of. Starting with Ravage from Bumblebee movie. I like that design, but I don't want a big one.
From the Bumblebee movie. I don't remember what he looked like in...
Actually, he looks basically like a...
Oh, no, I do.
Cat.
I do. Yeah, he's in for like seconds, isn't he?
He tackles Prime and then walks over, and then people are like, oh my god, and he's a very good design, if I'm honest.
That's right,
like
yeah.
And then Shockwave as well from Bumblebee movie. Probably less core for me.
What's he turn into?
No one knows.
Okay.
The only people who know
probably
are the
a weird
people who
jet,
made him.
right? Yeah.
Wave 2 will bring in Spike from the 86.
Oh.
Presumably exosuit that gets retooled into Daniel. Or just like it's an exosuit and then it doesn't have a face and they say it's Daniel.
Well, theoretically it would be a bit more of a better one that came with the Studio Series ones, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Wasn't there one that came with the little Bumblebee figure? That Buzzworthy Bumblebee? There was.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yes. Maybe it's a re-release of him. I don't remember him. So, Wave 3 will have 86 Wheelie and 86 Ratchet. Okay,
maybe a Wheelie that's not crap. Yeah. Again, the one that came with Grimlock.
And a tiny Ratchet.
That's weird.
Wave 4 will introduce Transformer 3 Laserbeak and 86 Rumble.
Okay.
Which also will lead into 86 Frenzy, which will lead into basically the Frumble Wars will begin again.
As always.
Transformers 3 Laserbeak. I would have seen him as the deluxe.
You don't want that one, though. Where's Pink Bumblebee?
Yeah, no, that is the best one. Like, there was only one toy of that ever made, and I'm still disappointed. Deluxe Wave 1 will bring in 86 Perceptor.
Okay. I think we've talked about that one, haven't we?
I believe we... Yeah, because they announced it a little while ago. Bumblebee movie Ratchet. Bumblebee movie Wheeljack, and Bumblebee movie Brawn.
Oh wow, they are milking the first few minutes of that movie, aren't they?
Yep, as the fandom has. Then Wave 2 will bring in Arcee and Ironhide from the Bumblebee movie.
Oh god, okay, yeah.
Wave 3, 86 RC, which everyone is saying, based on like contacts and everything else, is a re-release of Earthrise RC.
For the third time, because she was re-released for Kingdom.
And she's so popular.
No, that's a lie.
She is now. Then we've got Revenge of the Fallen Sideways.
Okay.
Did you have to think who Sideways was there for a minute? Because
I did, yeah. I was trying to think. Did he look different in Revenge of the Fallen to the other times that he may or may not have appeared in the background? I don't remember. Oh, no, I do.
He did, because he appeared for 5 seconds and got killed.
Yeah, he cut one of the dudes in half in the first movie.
That's Sideswipe.
Who's this one?
This is Sideways. Sideways is the one who got cut in half.
Oh, okay. Memorable character, my bad.
Transformers 3 Bumblebee. I don't remember what his design looked like in Dark of the Moon.
Bumblebee.
Wave 4 will introduce Hot Rod.
Oh my god, the French one.
Hot Rod.
Okay.
The best Hot Rod, because we make a big joke about the fact he cannot get rid of his French accent. And
God.
Considering that Hot Rod was played by an actual Frenchman, that is how convincing his French accent was in that movie.
To be fair, he might have been told by Michael Bay to French it up a bit.
They're Frenching it up a bit. They're like, no.
You think maybe they gave him a baguette in the recording booth
and a little beret, and he was just sitting there, just like, "You have shamed me, my family, and my people."
You do know I speak perfect American, right? No, French it up, Frenchie. Easy baguette, easy mustache.
British accent. No, why are you waving a croissant at me?
He's a bucket. I was gonna say a bucket of wine.
I don't drink wine. Drink it. Crosshairs from Age of Extinction. Do you remember Crosshairs, Andy?
Yeah, he was Don DiMaggio.
Yep, he was John DiMaggio. He was Queen.
John, not Don. Yeah,
Don DiMaggio is a different guy. He probably invaded somewhere. Then we get into the Voyagers, which is Bumblebee movie Soundwave. And an 86 Hot Rod variant, which a lot of people are speculating is basically Pink Hot Rod.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I mean, people like that toy. I've heard people also dislike that toy now. Like but I think having him in pink is not the worst idea in the world.
Wasn't he kind of like, he wasn't just pinky pink, but wasn't he pinkish? Wasn't he tinting towards pink?
To quote a certain passing through individual, magenta.
Yeah. Was he not like? Was he not close to that?
Yeah, he was definitely. He was on the hot spectrum, but he was not like fully pink.
Okay, so now we're going fully pink, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
Wave 2 introduced 86 Junkyard, who is a retool. So he's a Junkion. He's one of the background Junkions that got made into a toy there for like e-hobby, and then I believe the Generations Wreck-Gar, Deluxe Wreck-Gar.
Okay, so it's just going to be the 86 Wreck-Gar, maybe tweaked, maybe
new head,
not.
It should be. It should have a new head.
Yeah,
because the head's quite
least,
different.
Yeah. Okay.
Wave 3, Bumblebee movie Thundercracker.
Okay, so Starscream and Skywarp. Okay,
it's the last of the. I think he's in before. Yeah, because I think he's in before Skywarp because the green thrust got made.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that mold though, and we were like,
it is accurate.
It is, yeah,
as accurate as you can be, but I'm still like, this doesn't come with a dog. The toy I'm sure everyone's waiting for, Age of Extinction's Galvatron.
Oh, the one with his hole in his chest.
He has no spark, and therefore he has no soul, so he has no fear.
That's right, man.
Where Frank Welker's talents were wasted, and that's my favorite one. That's my favorite of the movies as well.
Age of Extinction?
Yeah, Age of Extinction, because it just stops pretending that Prime is a good person.
That's true.
They just let him kill over and over. He kills Kelsey Grammer.
He does, yeah. He murders a defenseless human who was no threat to Prime.
Nope, shoots him with a gigantic cannon. But then Leaders is the King's Starscream we already know about. Wave 2 will be Sludge, the 86 Sludge. And Wave 3, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
The Fallen.
Oh, well, maybe it'll be a decent toy this time round.
And like if it comes with a face removal option, that would be fun.
Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah. Like a little bit horrifying, but cute.
Or like a spark you can put in like an Optimus's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then he then crushes.
I definitely think, like, even though I don't obviously care about the movie, I
Mm.
think he needs a toy because he is a significant part, even
Yep.
if he's stupid,
I'd agree
from
with
that movie. And his only other release was crap.
that.
It was crap because it had the springs in its feet for some reason, so they always closed up.
Yeah,
which
no,
was
it was a
stupid.
really frustrating toy, I remember.
Yeah. I don't know why anybody thought having springs so the feet close when you pick it up was a good idea, because you got to put the toy back down.
Because the Voyager movie 1, Megatron did that. And it,
the Voyager, okay.
yeah,
I
one with the
never had
ice
that.
wings.
Mm.
And I remember that would be like, why do you keep doing that? And I remember reading it was like, oh, it makes him more stable. And I was just like, does it?
No, it didn't.
Does
No.
it really?
They also did it with the really cool Reveal the Shield was it Skystalker? The one that Griff got loads of at one point?
The one the one they turned into Mindwipe.
Yeah, they changed it. Well, no, he was a partner to Mindwipe.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did lots of
The
things.
little star. Yeah. I remember him. The one
Yeah.
that Adam
Yeah.
got an unhealthy obsession with.
That's right, yeah. He had springs in his feet as well, but they weren't as bad because there were only 2 bits on his feet and he was a small toy anyway. Wasn't nearly as faffy, but still, yeah, around that time period, for some reason, springs in the feet to close the feet was a thing.
Yeah.
No one knows why. It was a bad call.
Oh, dear.
Hello.
Hello. To quote Ollie, peed like a charge rifle.
Yay!
Anyway, right. So that's Studio Series. Andy, anything in there that got you interested as someone who's clearly a big movie fan?
What?
I don't know. Amazing.
No. There's nothing in there that really gets my gears going or lubes my things. I'm not going. I'm not Randy.
No.
PP not hard.
PP
I'm
not
afraid. I'm sure there'll be people out there who are like sexually aroused by these announcements, but not me.
Yep. Nothing really in there from me either. Like maybe
I actually thought when
the
you
sludge.
told me about these spoilers that they'd be like more significant oomph.
Oof.
Like the Stunticons announcements that we've had and that stuff. I thought there was going to be more like that, but I guess not.
But hey. So yeah, but hey. Next up is Legacy, which is the Next Generations line, which we've heard is going to be a bit more of a character roster. So Core, Wave 1, Skywarp, who's likely to be a repaint, Hot Rod, and Iguanus. Which most people are saying is probably the Pretender instead of like the Beast Wars character.
I'd be happy with either. I obviously I prefer the Pretender. I think we talked about this before, you know?
Yeah. Wave 2 will introduce a re-release of Optimus, G2 Megatron, and Shockwave, which I'm assuming is like a G1-y Shockwave. Energon Monster, the infamous Energon Monster, and Skullgrin in Wave 3. Deluxe Wave 1 will be Skids, Dragstrip, Primarcy, and Kickback. I think Kickback's new.
I think so.
And Skids. I don't think we've seen Skids before either. Some people are saying they think JP93 will be done into Skids. I'm not sure about that myself, but the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah. I mean, I got nothing.
But I mean, I'd be into a deluxe Kickback if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, it would open the avenue to the rest of the Insecticons being done outside of the Legend scale. They were okay toys, but it was always one of those things where it's like, can we get cooler, better, bigger Insecticons? Because I like the Insecticons, and I don't think they should be relegated to small boys.
Small boys. I mean, I'd also like them to go like a bit nuts and bring in the other 4 rather, like Ransack and Venom and
Chop Shop. Yeah, that'd be great. They never will, because who fucking likes those guys? I do.
I do. I nearly bought the Fan Project ones when they got repainted into them. They didn't
they're a good 4 set, really. I mean, they do not look like they mesh with the other Insecticons because they don't.
Yeah.
But they are really interesting kind of designs, and they got a good color scheme. Again, that don't fit with the other Insecticons, but I think they stand. Someone should do something with them because they don't get fucking touched. I mean,
if nothing else, they're probably your only repaint options.
Well, for some of them at the very least, you can repaint them and then slight retool.
You can do Chop Shop, Ransack,
Shrapnel,
and Venom. Can you do Venom?
No,
Venom's a cicada. Who was the other one?
Yeah. It was Chop Shop, Ransack, Barrage.
I
think it was Barrage.
Barrage with a beetle.
Yeah, he was a stag beetle, or something close like a stag or horn, so you could just do in from bombshell.
Yeah,
it's easy.
yeah.
That's what Fran's project did.
The
only one they didn't get to do is Venom.
Yeah,
Poor Venom.
because he had his own thing.
Yeah.
And a weird head. But yeah, Prime RC, big one for me there, obviously. And Dragstrip we already know about. Wave 2, Prime Knockout, the most important one here. Tarantulas, who I believe we've had announced before. Wild Rider. And Alita 1, who is apparently going to be a new mold. Which I'd be up for. Apparently they're going to go to make her into a car. But hey, if they make her into a car, like, don't go for Super G1-y design, because there's no way that transforms into anything. Like, maybe just, like, take a few liberties and accept the fact
I don't know what you do with it, to be honest.
Yeah, just make her... Well, based on something else here, like, I could kind of guess what the base toy will look like. I have a feeling she's a pre-tool. And I'll tell you why later on, but... Wave 3, Point Blank, Crankcase. Crankcase is new. Energon Monster and Dead End. Obviously, people who are into IDW are very excited about Crankcase, but I would... Weirdly enough, it's one of those ones where I'd be quite happy if it had the gimmick. And not, I'd be less interested if it didn't, and it won't.
I don't think we're at the point where we'll be doing gimmicks apart from the kid line, i.e. for Cyberverse.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what any of the legacy stuff will ever have, which is fair enough.
It's fair, but it's a little shame when that's like one of his defining features.
Well, the toys at least, yeah.
Wave 4, Breakdown's going to be in there, but they don't know anything else yet. Voyager, Blaster,
Woo,
Bulkhead.
Animated?
Prime.
Oh, Prime. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'd take both.
Yeah, we did talk about that one as well, I remember.
I would take animated or Prime, but this one, Jaxus, who...
we talked about that one as well, I think, didn't we?
There's been an update where some of the rumors are now saying it's not a retool of Armada Starscream.
Oh, thank God. Does that mean he's going to be his own thing?
No,
nice.
Well, I don't know, but like, I'd say, like, if they weren't going Starscream, they'd retool Scourge. Because he does kind of turn into a Scourge boat.
Yeah, but he won't have his big old hunch. I don't think we're going to get that hunchy G-Axis, are we?
I mean, to be fair, the hunchy G-Axis, like, the original G-Axis was not hunch.
Yeah, but it looked cool, though.
Yeah, I know. I like hunchy, like, Igor G-Axis. I really like it. Yeah. But, like, because, like, if you look at a picture of the old G-Axis alt mode, it is a Scourge with bat wings.
Is it? Okay, yeah, it's possible to do it then, I guess.
Like, I'm just looking at TF Wiki right now, so it wouldn't be hard. I'd say that would be an obvious retool, but we'll see. Wave 3, Armada Starscream. We've already talked about that. And listed here as Beast Wars Inferno. Not Inferno Truck.
Good. Well, technically we've had it already, but they could have fucked us over again, I guess.
Do you want to know about the horrible... This guy is going to be short-packed, 1 per case.
Oh no!
TT Sprinkles.
Who's he with?
Armada Starscream. So two Starscreams, 1 Inferno. I mean, I like Armada Starscream's design, and he's definitely the best part of that show. But
I'd short pack Starscream because fuck Starscream
over Inferno. Yeah.
Yes.
Like Inferno's amazing. I saw someone say like, I don't know if Inferno's really got the popularity to sell, and I'm just like, it's fucking Inferno.
To be fair, versus no, I think the brand name of Starscream would push the Starscream higher. Yeah. Unfortunately,
like I'm just like, why would you ever think Inferno wouldn't sell today? It's not like the 90s where like all he was a bad toy in the shelves until he came into season 1 very late.
I suppose this is also like, it's not a kids line. These legacy ones are clearly for the fans, but they can be sold to kids as well. But they are dedicated towards the fans, I'd say. And I'm pretty sure most fans would probably want an Inferno because it's like, well, he's part of the main Beast Wars cast, so you know.
Wave 1 leader, Laser Optimus Prime.
Okay.
Which some people are saying are going to be a Voyager with a trailer. Which the thing is, Laser Prime's trailer did a lot.
It did, but still, I'd rather it didn't have a trailer. Yeah. And to be fair, you know, Scourge is coming then.
Yeah.
RID one.
Yeah, but I...
No Toxitron. It should be, though.
Should be both. I've just released the 2 of them, to be honest. I wouldn't
You
bother
know
with
what
Prime.
they do? They do the bad thing.
They do Magnus.
Yep. Because they did that in Japan for some reason.
Because they have no soul. But yeah.
Well, no, you let it go with the Japanese because G2 wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
You go, that's fine. You made a mistake, Japan. I can let it go. America doesn't have that excuse.
No, you have no... You have nothing. You have nothing to fall back on. But yeah, so Laser Prime, I would like just an individual truck at leader scale. If they did like a fully featured trailer, like with just like okay, you fold out a bunch of bits to make it look like a battle. It doesn't have any of like the disc launching or anything, but it just folds out some bits to look like it can do it. I will, because that does about 12 times more than the trailer that came with Earthrise Prime. It's still a Voyager with a box, but it's a box I'd at least be interested in more than that. It's low praise, I admit, but it is praise. And then Blitzwing in Wave 2 with a repacked Galvatron.
That's right, we talked about at least the Blitzwing.
Yeah, probably a Voyager with extra stuff, but ugh. Because they'll probably want him in scale with Astrotrain.
Oh, you know what he'll have, Mikey? Mm-hmm. He'll have a trailer.
Do you know? No, you know what he should come with?
Like Astrotrain.
Like, what? Do you want to know? Astrotrain didn't come with a trailer. Astrotrain came in a box. I
mean, what is the trailer if not a long box?
But you know what he should come with?
The throne.
No, a football scoreboard.
Okay, I was about to say a football stadium, but that's more reasonable than you said.
And I will take a terrible non-posable figure of
the football coach. Yeah. I mean, we've got crappy versions of other human figures, so why not? Yeah,
do that. Fill out the price point, and I'll be happy. Honest to God.
Oh, if they do a new Octane, I think we talked about a new Octane coming up at some point. We need the president of Carbomnia.
Yes. We can't call
Abdul
him that.
Something?
But yes.
What was his name? What was his name? Abdul Fakadi?
Let's look at the names that sank 1,000.
Yeah.
Carbomnia.
They'll never do it because they just feel ashamed. But I thought it was funny. I mean, I didn't. As a kid, I didn't get
Abdul Fakadi.
I was right. It was Abdul Fakadi. Good for me.
You know what? I would take it, but he's riding a camel. I forgot.
Of course. His main export was oil, Mikey.
Yeah, Casey Kasem.
Totally wasn't a Saudi.
No.
He wasn't.
No.
He wasn't.
Not based in Gaddafi at all.
No.
But yeah, do Blitzling like that, and I'll be happy. And then Wave 3 Dragon Megatron.
Cool. Yeah, that's right.
Which presumably means that at some point Cryotech will be at least on someone's board.
Whether it's a web exclusive or what, it'll happen.
Commander Motormaster and Cybertron Metroplex for the Titan. We've covered both of them before.
That's right.
Any names in there apart from like the obvious ones, like the Prime ones and the couple of Beast Wars ones?
No, I think we talked about all the ones that we found interesting in a previous podcast, so go listen to that, I suppose.
The next one is Store Exclusives, which is an unusual bunch.
Okay.
An unusual bunch. First up, Walgreens. This is going to be Generations Legacy Deluxe Minerva.
From what?
Elita 1.
The new Elita 1.
Yep, that's what everyone. That's what the rumor mill is saying at the moment. It is coming from Elita 1.
Because I was thinking, like, the only other Elita 1 we have is the RC toy from Kingdom. I was like, no.
You're like, no, they're releasing her again. Well,
they're already releasing her again, so I guess it would set precedent, wouldn't it? Well, we're putting her out again for Legacy. Sorry, for the Studio Series. Why not use it one more time?
All you can hear is screaming. What's that sound? No!
I hear people love this mold. Nice.
Target will be getting... Okay, so 2 deluxes, Red Card 1 and Red Card 2.
Oh, my favorite.
No information who that is. This is new. Transformers movie masterpiece Blackout.
Haven't we had a movie masterpiece Blackout?
We've had a Studio Series leader Blackout. I don't think we've had a masterpiece Blackout. I'm going to double check, but
okay.
Here's the thing. Blackout was my favorite design from the first movie.
Yeah, okay.
And Blackout's kind of like Barricade in that, like, he's the only character from those movies that actually made any kind of impression just because they were central to early scenes and they were Decepticons.
Yeah, they did something. They had terrible color schemes and they're bitties, but
and no characters. But
no,
like
No, I would agree. They came away from the movies probably with the most long-lasting life, apart from Barricade from the fifth one
movie,
where he got the redesign into the better design.
Yeah, he didn't die. Again, he left.
Like,
Barricade,
time.
Barricade can never die, except for that.
Every time.
Dark of the Moon, they did sort of kill him, but they just kind of like, nah, it's fine, he's back.
Well, wasn't that a repaint though? That they kind of said, it wasn't Barricade. It was a different Barricade.
No, it was the same. Like it was.
It was the same one.
Yeah,
okay.
And they released a Barricade toy in Dark of the Moon line as well.
I couldn't remember.
Basically, Barricade will never die. Barricade is eternal. And I would like a decent figure of that design, but
We got the Cybervet. We got the Netflix series one, right? The one that's done out of Prowl.
You know what's really annoying? There's an Evergreen Blackout design. Have you seen it? Or Barricade design?
I don't think so. Is it based on the later movie design?
It's more based off of a combination of the G1 toy, the Micromaster, and a bit of movies and a bit of Fall of Cybertron.
Because I think if you just simplified that design, make it less movie and more G1-y in quotations.
Well, I'm going to show you.
People would be happy.
And I'm predicting a reaction, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm predicting, but I am curious to see if you will meet my expectations. And I will be honest.
Well, as long as they're cynical.
If you don't, I will admit that you did not do what I expected you to do.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
I have a feeling you will, if I can find... There we go.
You feel that you've, after all these years, you know me enough.
That is Evergreen Barricade.
Oh, that's not actually too bad.
Yep,
yeah, I kind of like that.
I was right.
Yeah, I like the face design. There's maybe a few too many colors. Like the extra bits of yellow on the forearms, maybe you could get rid of that. But generally, yeah, that's pretty solid. I like the head design a lot. That's great. Better than a Prowl.
Going to be made.
No.
So anyway, I'd be interested to see at least what a movie Blackout masterpiece looked like, even though the movie masterpieces don't look great to me.
Will he come with a terrible Scorponok?
Probably. Probably. So this is where it gets a bit odd. Transformers Generation Velocitron Burnout. Burnout is the only Burnout on record is from an Ask Vector Prime page thing.
All right. Next
up is Road Rocket. So if I remember right, Road Rocket is a repaint of Sideways. I'm double checking. Road Rocket is an Autobot Action Master and a laser cycle.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. Okay, he's a red bike thing.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
That was also used to make Robots in Disguise Sideways.
Yeah, it's the one I thought it was. Yeah.
Then there's Velocitron Blur. Now, if they're doing Velocitron Blur, that would make me think of maybe Armada Blur or something like that. Because, it gets a bit weird with this Velocitron suffix.
Sure.
Or prefix, rather. But, that's the only Blur I can think of. I don't think Blur was on Velocitron. Do you know what? No, there is
a repaint from Skids.
There was a retool of the Armada Blur toy to make him look more G1-y.
Oh, really? Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think I know which one you're talking about. That's right.
And it was the one. It was the one that was used for Shattered Glass Blur.
Yeah. Okay.
Velocitron Clampdown.
All right.
The clamps. I love Futurama. I will love Futurama until the day I die. I'm just checking here. Clampdown. Okay. So there's a 2003 Clampdown, who is a repaint of Sideways or Sideswipe. From eHobby. So that would, to me, be the most likely one there. The other Clampdown is a literal lobster. And Cosmos.
Oh, that one. That's right.
Yeah. Voiced by Jim Cummings, I believe.
Not Jeremy Irons.
No. I prefer Jim Cummings. And it's Cosmos. Oh. And the only, there has Velocitron Cosmos. The only all Cosmos have been weird space shuttles, except for an animated one where no one could fly.
Woo!
I don't know. Repaints and everything else there for those guys, I don't know. But okay. So these are Walmart, by the way. Voyager for Walmart. Override. Voyager Override, Andy.
Okay.
Do you remember who Override is?
No.
Do you remember Nitro Convoy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the grey version, right?
It's the Override was the name they gave. Remember they like brought Nitro over and
Oh.
changed it to a lady.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's exactly the same, just like now.
Okay.
Now a lady. Road Hauler, who is, I believe, the green grapple.
Okay.
So that's kind of an obvious repaint. And Leader Velocitronian Black Convoy. If they called him...
No, wait.
What?
That's not the leader. Right?
Black Leader Velocitronian Black Convoy. There are
No.
several things in that sentence that don't make sense.
Yeah, like trucks are not usually the fastest.
Not also,
FYI.
presumably, you'd have him licensed as Scourge.
You would have thought so.
Unless they don't want to confuse him with 86 Scourge, in which case they've
Oh my god.
applied for an entire new license on this part of the world. I made him Black. I mean, I honestly don't object to him being called Black Convoy. I don't at all, but it's very strange. Next up, we have Red, which I don't know if they've gotten better, to be blunt. I really hope they have,
Sure.
but I don't know. And I'm going to wait until I've given up, and like once I saw RC was getting a deluxe toy, I gave up on getting the red one because it would have to be very bad to be worse.
A wise idea.
So, problem is there's some interesting names in here, but like I would have to see like perfect reviews for this.
Yeah.
So Wave 1, G1 Galvatron, G1 Shockwave, Redeco Megatron, and Redeco Optimus.
Redeco?
Redeco.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Apart from an obvious redeco. Obviously, apart from that.
Yeah, all I could think of really is like they're going white and G2.
Oh god. Maybe.
Wave 2, Shockwave and Galvatron again, but Prime Optimus and Prime Megatron.
Okay.
That's where it starts getting on my nerves, because
Mm-hmm.
couldn't we just have them in regular toys now?
No.
But I want a Megatron.
They're too difficult to do.
He is so easy to do.
No, too hard.
He's so easy. They even at the crappy RID 2012 budget, they were able to do him in an acceptable manner.
No, too hard. Don't want to.
They made him a shark. They could retool
No one watched
this into a
Transformers
shark.
Prime.
They do.
No one
I
liked it.
do.
No.
Wave 3. Re-release of Prime Optimus alongside a Nemesis Prime and a G1 Thundercracker. I will only accept Thundercracker if in red they put a small dog. Or a small wife. Or
Good luck with that, bro.
a small dog and wife. And
I think you're hoping for too much, bro.
all I'm saying is, we all know they got married. We all know it. We all know it. Why don't we just accept it? Wave 4, Dark Energon Prime Megatron. There is a Dark Energon repaint of him, isn't there?
Probably.
It's a black and purple, if I remember right.
Nemesis Prime.
No, Megatron. Megatron.
Oh, Megatron. Oh, no, I know which one you're talking about.
It was translucent
Nemesis.
plastic, if I remember.
Probably, yeah.
Nemesis
Most of that
Megatron,
line
I
was
think it's just
translucent.
Megatron. G1 Cliffjumper, which I'm assuming would be a retool of the Bumblebee, and Thundercracker.
Sure.
Next is the vintage line.
Oh my god.
So we've got Pterosaur.
Oh, this is a Beast Wars
Yep.
vintage line. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
I've got Laserbeak around here somewhere. He's a fun enough toy. Tarantulas.
Sure.
Canine.
Yeah, which we complained about earlier.
And
I did at least.
And the best one, Cybershark. I love Cybershark.
He's a decent figure.
I really like Cybershark. I love the face.
Hellscream's better.
Hellscream is better, but that's not fair. But Cybershark.
Technically, we do have two of the Cyber Beasts mold
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Bases there, I guess.
They did that Waspa Thrustinator thing. Yeah, for BotCon years ago, and it's just like, it annoyed me because it's like, just release the fucking toy. Then Hasbro Pulse, we've got a new wave of Shattered Glass.
Oh, cool. Who?
Deluxe Wheeljack, which I believe is Slicer colors.
And in this day and age, probably. So that's okay.
I think Shattered Glass Wheeljack is Slicer. I'm going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure he's Slicer colors.
It's a shame he probably won't have a new head.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's, so Shattered Glass Wheeljack is Slicer.
Yeah, I thought that was probably
So
the case, to be honest.
Honestly, cool. I like Slicer's colors.
Yeah, they're great.
Voyager Soundwave. It had to happen.
From
Shattered Glass. This is the Shattered Glass line.
Oh, so it'll be out of the shitty
He'll be
Siege, right?
He'll be no. They've got a Voyager Soundwave. Actually, no. You're probably right. I was going to say.
Yeah, come on now.
And it's going to be a white one, and they probably won't include the bandana.
You'd hope they would.
Yeah.
But you're probably right.
Voyager Blaster, Shattered Glass. I didn't know there was a Shattered Glass Blaster. Or if there is, let's see if there's a.
That's Billy.
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 Okay, it is a gray and blue blaster. Is this based off anything?
Oh, I think it's based off an e-hobby, isn't it? Or is it based off of a
Diaclone? No. So the colors aren't listed as referencing anything on TF Wiki, and the only thing to do with it is that he got a toy in 2013 from eHobby as Shattered Glass Blaster.
I was right. Yeah,
But
it was an eHobby then.
It's a redeck of Twin Cast, but it was released as it seems to be an original color scheme.
Yeah.
Please correct me if I am wrong. I'm not doing any research. And finally, Leader Ultra Magnus Shattered Glass, who was basically just kind of a color reversed, kind of powered convoy.
I think I know which one that is. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty boring, at least from my perspective, pretty boring. Again,
could be an interesting series of books, but his thing was that he had a weird face.
Oh, books. That's right. Yeah,
he had a really weird face. I remember that.
Which do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be the Siege of the Earthrise version of Ultra Magnus?
Probably Earthrise.
Siege.
Oh,
okay.
Because
here's
the secret. They're the same fucking toy.
They are very slightly different.
Very slightly.
Like Megatron is very slightly different from Siege to Earthrise. At least that one has a new part.
True.
You know.
Next up is Transformers Shine.
Okay.
Soundwave versus Optimus. Bumblebee versus Starscream.
Okay.
I have no goddamn idea.
No.
And the last set of leaks is the Legacy Selects. So one of them we definitely can confirm. Black Zarek.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we know about him.
He looks awesome. Clampdown, who is... Are they doing that thing where because they did this before with a Sideswipe repaint, where they did here's a Selects version. Here's a retail version. They look slightly different.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I've no idea.
Okay, these ones I don't know. Deluxe Lift Ticket, DK3,
Who?
and Guard.
Are these mail away figures?
Oh, God. Lift Ticket sounds familiar.
Is there a GoBot?
I'm Googling.
I'm guessing
Lift
GoBot.
Ticket is a Diaclone repaint of Trailbreaker.
Yeah, I was just about to say Diaclone.
He was from Timelines. He was one of the Timelines figures.
Everybody's favorite.
DK3 makes me think Dorling Kingsley book thing. And Guard, I just want to go Guard.
Gura.
Guard. I'm guarding. So yeah, those are the Guard Gur. If they did a Gur repaint, I mean, fair play. But so that is the leaks, Andy. The filthy, stinking leaks.
All right, cool, nice. We got through them all. Took a while, but we got him. Did it.
Yep.
Shall it move on, Mikey?
Please do.
Hasbro opens a new division to develop AAA titles, and
Christ.
I am concerned. Hasbro Wizard of the Coast division, previously a subsidiary, apparently, has opened a new digital gaming division called New... what's that, Mikey?
New Rally Durham Studios. That's a
New
terrible
Rally
name.
Durham. Yeah, I don't know why it's called New... I know what Durham is.
That's a place.
Durham's a place. I do know what Rally is,
That's a place,
though.
too.
Is it?
It's also a pair of names, so either it's named after a place or it's a double-barreled name of whoever is developing it. But...
Because I'm pretty sure those two locations aren't close to each other.
That's a terrible name for a games division.
Especially one based off of Hasbro.
Yep.
But, okay. Because they used to be Hasbro Studios, didn't they? Because they used to make their own
Hasbro
games.
keeps changing their fucking names.
That is true. Either way, they're going to develop AAA titles for the consoles and the PC based on Hasbro properties, so get ready for a new Battleship game. Woohoo.
You sound good,
And remember, it's not... No, Mikey. The movie Battleship, which already had a video game. That was a video game, Mikey.
Yeah.
It exists. This new division is led by game industry veterans from big companies such as Warner Brother Games, and then it got in brackets Hitman series, Batman Arkham Asylum, and etc. It doesn't say who. Fair enough. It was first announced during the Hasbro investor event. The studio is currently aiming to produce games for Transformers, G.I. Joe, Micromasters, and Ouija.
The what?
Games for Transformers, G.I. Joe, Micronauts, and Ouija, if I'm reading
As
that
in
word
the
correctly.
Board?
Yes. Or movie, maybe. Which was also based off the board game. Not game.
Okay.
Thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. As the first project, the North California-based company will tackle G.I. Joe as a third-person action adventure. Studio is now hiring various positions such as art directors, lead animators, lead game designers, technical directors, etc., etc. During a recent interview with some people I can't be bothered to read the name of, Wizard of the Coast CEO Chris Cox, it's spelled like you think it is, like a big old penis, stated that Hasbro... he's not going to come on the show, it's fine. I can make fun of it. Stated that Hasbro
He's been a
is
long-term listener. He's very upset.
Oh no, we lost Chris Cox as a Patreon subscriber. Who knew? If he is, he needs to be doing more than fucking $2 each month. Come on, Chris. Is an aspiring full-fledged in-house digital games division to cater to demanding video game markets, which is basically a fancy way of saying we'll make video games that people want to play. It won't be long before we hear about other games, including Transformers. I don't have much faith in this. But then again, I don't have a lot of faith in games generally, because every time there is a, hey, let's look at the video games event, I always go, oh, there's one game here, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Like, the Nintendo thing, because I have a Switch now, and I don't actually have many games for it, because I use it for fitness. But,
Same.
Bayonetta
3 finally announced.
Yes, that was what I was about to say. And
something.
Hey, let's put in kaiju battles. Cool. Reminded, because I'll be honest, I'd forgotten this. I can get Bayonetta 2 now.
Yes.
I'd completely forgotten that was a thing.
Yeah, because you look at the Switch and you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't need to be fit at the moment.
Yeah, it's just like, there are games on here? So yeah, like I've got base Bayonetta on the PS4. I might actually replay that. But I could be convinced to get Bayonetta 2 at some point in the next couple of months.
And 3 even,
and 3,
one might suggest.
Because it's platinum, and at the very least, there's fucking passion.
It's been such a long time since Bayonetta 3 had any kind of mention about it as well. It's been years.
Yeah.
Years.
I've
been wondering, like, what the fuck those lads and ladies have been doing.
I thought it went the same way as that Dragon game they did, to be honest.
Yeah, it just died.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
But yeah, so... Oh, I've no faith whatsoever.
No.
Like, saying like, oh, we've got game industry veterans from big companies such as WB Games, and then they list a bunch of names. It's like, yeah, did they work on those games, or were they in a different, working on different games that no one talks about?
I would feel confident, or more confident, if people announced for the game were people from a High Moon Studios. I'd be like, oh, okay, fine.
The guys who can make their worst game they've made. High Moon made some bad games, let's be honest, in different, not just in Transformers, but they made the Dark and the Moon tie-in, that wasn't their fault. But they made Deadpool, which is a questionable game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad,
but it's got a lot of heart.
Mediocre.
It's got a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Like
I feel that a lot of the High Moon
Deadpool.
A lot of the bad High Moon Studio games are, we're either given no money or no time.
Yep.
And like no time, specifically the Transformers Dark of the Moon, or what was the Rise of the Dark Spark? That was pretty bad.
They had
they were
a
just
year
like, hey,
to do each, and it was just like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
And but then you look at Fall of Cybertron, which is just like so well done. They put so much effort into the story in that game, and to making it so much better than War for Cybertron.
I mean, it won't be that. It won't be them, I don't think. But if we could get that quality, which I don't think we will
rises from the ground, clutching a Grimlock as he comes up.
Even if it's not them, if it's people with the same kind of quality and passion,
absolutely.
That would be nice as well. But I don't have faith, and I find it would be safer to believe that it's going to be cheap and tatty games, because I'm used to it from properties that I like.
And this is a big company that isn't a games company that is now going into game development, which is never a good thing. And like this.
Remember when Hasbro went into TV channels?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that died.
Yeah, remember they went into movies? They keep on reinventing the studio.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Like, and it's also like, okay, like the last game he did that was really good was Devastation, and he killed that because of a licensing agreement.
Yep.
So, I'm dubious. I hope for the best, but I'm dubious.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, I kind of admire, in a sense, what Hasbro is trying to do, but maybe focus on making toys, right? And putting the money back into the toys rather than game studios and stuff.
License it out to other game studios and just pick good ones.
I understand why, because they kind of want more of the pie, but
like,
stick to what you know, because it's not an easy thing to set up this stuff.
No, Hasbro has been trying to be like the weird version of Disney for a while now, and it's not come together well.
No, I'm wondering who's deciding this. Is it like a Disney mandate or a Disney leader that's saying this is what they should be doing, or is it someone at the top of Hasbro that's like, this is the way we've decided to go? I don't know.
We want to do this.
I don't know. I'm not a business person. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think it'd be better if Hasbro, like I say, stick to its lane. I'll do this last this last news story as well because it's quickie. TFCon Toronto 2021 tickets are now on sale. Which one is it? It's the one in the Hilton, Ontario.
I normally have to read this, so I'm glad you're doing it.
I looked at the name and I was Miss Is Agug, Meadowvale, Ontario. It's a weird place. It's somewhere in Canada. Look for Canada, and in the distance you will see mooses, bears, and TFCon. There you go.
Stand in the middle of Canada and just look for the sign.
You'll find it.
It's
easy.
It's not
a
that
small
big a
place,
place.
So I'm told.
It's not that big a place.
No, it's pretty small. Mikey, what have you been up to this week, son? What have you done for fun?
Still working on the F90. I've got most of it built. Still just have to finish the legs now. That's a kit with remarkable amount of personality for all things considered. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm not sure I'd say like hold out for like another release of it, but I'd say like, no, it's a good one if you can get a hold of it. It's worth it. No games or anything this week. TV wise, just pick a few ones. I've watched a couple of episodes of Dino Fury, Power Rangers Dino Fury at random. I
saw you retweeting the clips. I was like, Mikey, why?
Basically because they brought in Zed out of fucking nowhere, and I was just like, okay. I haven't watched a lot of episodes, but I've like 2 now. And I was just like, wow, the ADR works different.
Terrible.
Yeah, like
it's awful. It's been awful for a very, very long time, I think.
Because I remember
also new suit, right, for Zed, because I'm pretty sure the old one's dead by now.
It would be dust. But yeah, it's one of those moments where I'm like, okay, in why would you tell someone to read a line like that? Why would you not only tell them to read a line like that? Why would you then do that to it in post audio?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the actual Foley and ADR work, like the actual like sound effects, is really bad.
It does really sound like, and it is, that the audio was not recorded there on the set. It's not. But usually when you do ADR, you want to blend it so that the audio and the visuals mix, so it sounds like it could have been said at the same time, so it's not quite as jarring. That's not what Power Rangers does.
Yeah, and like
now, and hasn't for a while.
Like, they've made a really big mistake with Zed, and like they're not, like, it's a rare thing, I'll say this, they're not trying to impersonate the actor who sadly passed away, I believe, last year.
Something like that, yeah.
But like, because they've just got a guy doing a generic
it's super generic,
and it's just like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just one of the guys they already have.
Yeah, and like,
right?
Zed's got a very distinctive voice.
Yeah,
and I would say do it right.
I guarantee you could find someone on the internet who could do his voice.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
Who would give you better sound effects.
Yeah.
But like, I know like they had a big problem when they were doing like clips, like they were doing flashback clips, and all the audio's on one track, which means they couldn't desync the voice and the music, and the music's licensed, so they had to like re-record all the audio for any time they do a flashback to old Power Rangers now.
All right, okay. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. Because why would they bother saving it with separate tracks back then?
Yet they will, like, clearly reuse Go Power Rangers to death. Like, Jesus. But yeah.
I hear it's popular.
I'm saying this, for Power Rangers, the acting is really bad. For
Yes.
Power Rangers.
Yes.
It's, Red in this one can't. He cannot. He's like Prince Dex levels bad.
Oh wow, it's really gone that bad.
It is that
okay.
bad. And it gets worse when he's in the suit. Because, like, he can't voice act. His voice acting is worse than his acting.
Does he not Tsuya?
No.
And all that?
Gold is as bad. I think Gold's as bad, maybe a bit worse. Pink and green are okay. But overall, it's like, it's badly put together. And it's Rio Soldier, which was a series I didn't love either, but did get me watching a couple of clips and a couple of episodes of Kyoryuger during the week as well, but that was fun. That's a very good show.
Yes,
that's a very, very good show. And had better dinosaurs. Although
maybe the last great Power Ranger Sentai series.
Last one I loved.
I'm not changing what I said.
Been a kind of hectic week, so didn't watch Iron Blooded Orphans this week. I've got Fate's Day Night queued up, like I had it on to play, and I kept calling away.
What, the OG one?
Yep. So I haven't seen
wow.
that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go like chronologically, aren't you?
I'm going deep dive, son.
Wow.
So I just kept on getting called away, and it was just like a pain in the hole. So I just didn't get to see it. But I did last night get to watch a couple of things. One, and I saw this basically just because I found out a lot of the episodes were quite short. I watched Star Wars Visions, which is the anime anthology. Started on the dub, realized it was a ton of celebrity voice actors, switched to the sub, realized the official subs are based off of the American script, not based off what the Japanese people are saying, which means there's clear mistranslations. There's clear, and they're doing the thing where clearly in the American script you're entering lines in places where no one was saying anything because a subtitle was come up with a whole sentence and no one's saying anything. Like, it's not Batman Ninja Bad where they completely reinvented the fucking film.
That was almost amusingly terrible.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy Batman Ninja, the Japanese version, because it's fucking insane.
Yes.
And I hate the dub version because it's really badly scripted and the story is much, 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 much worse.
It's much more flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is how I would
Joyless.
describe it. Yeah.
So anyway, I stuck with the sub version because I didn't want to go back to everything else and basically use my very limited knowledge of Japanese to fill in the blanks.
How'd that go?
Okay, because I know I've picked up just enough over the years to realize when someone is saying something and it's a mistranslation.
Oh, fucking weeb.
Yeah, nerd. But it's an anthology series. It's a mixed bag. Like, first of all, animation universally excellent.
Okay.
It is gorgeous. Trigger does an amazing job. All the other studios do an amazing job. Like, the worst looking one looks that way on purpose, where it's a pastiche of 1950 samurai movies.
Oh, okay.
And it's
is that the black and whitish one?
Yeah, it's like supposed to be like Wandering Ronin kind of thing.
Okay.
They also take a lot of risks in the story, and that Jedi aren't super important as Jedi. There's quite a few stories about Sith, or like there's a story with like a hut, and it's not about a bad hut. It's like just a normal dude. And like a lot of stories are not focused on traditional Star Wars elements, which I like. And every story is fucking seeping in Japanese culture. Samurai is a very big thing, multiple samurai stories, but also like Japanese music, Japanese arts, Japanese Yakuza, everything. Everything is Japanese.
So this is going to be super polarizing for people who just aggressively don't like anime, which there are people out there who really don't like it.
When I have seen that and they say, like, I don't like the idea of Japan influencing Star Wars, I laughed. Do you not know where this started, young man?
Well, it's not even that. It's also like, do you think it was Japan that said, "Oh, we're gonna do Star Wars"? Or do you think it was Disney that said, "Hey, do you want to do some Star Wars for us?"
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's like
and Star Wars needs fucking something to save it at this point.
I will say, this is the most fun I've had with Star Wars in a long time.
Okay,
but it is a mix.
Not saying much.
Yeah, but it is a mixed
really
bag.
Don't like Star Wars.
Yeah. It's a mixed bag. I do like that they've basically removed the magic monk stuff from this and just gone with traditional stories that happen to have like lightsabers in them. But like it's an anthology series, and most anthology series all of them have ideas. Most of those ideas will not be followed through, and one or two will be standout.
Yeah, and even then they might not be ever picked up again. Yeah.
And there's like 2 or 3 stories I think stand out for being stories. Most of the episodes, all of the episodes stand out for their animation. Plenty of those stories are filler or just I had an idea, here's a 10-minute short. The two best ones in my opinion are episode 2, which is basically what if a Padawan quit being a Jedi and joined a rock band?
Fair enough, okay.
And it's got a great animation style, very, very Japanese. The best use of Boba Fett I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
Boba Fett at one point bops it down, for want of a better term.
Okay.
And so does Jabba the Hutt. But it's like an original characters and everything else. And episode 8, which was Lopan Ocho, which was kind of a Sengoku period, old family Yakuza style story about a rabbit girl who gets adopted in, and her adopted sister turns out to be going down the Empire route, and she's going to get involved. And the thing about that one is, like, I thought that was actually the best one. Story was really well written, really great animation, and I'm just like, it ends with you saying you're going to find your adopted sister and get her back, but we're never going to see you again.
Oh no.
And that several, like the Trigger one does that. And they're like, my sister is in trouble and I'm going to save her. Never see you again. There's one with a Sith, just like he's made a horrible choice and joined the Sith because of a loved one. And we're never going to follow up on any of this.
Well, unless, like, this does incredibly well, I suppose.
Like, I'd
maybe.
be very happy.
And even then, I say that, and even then, it's like, hey, do you remember the Animatrix? Which is the apt comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just looking at it, it's like, no. Just turn that into a TV show. I would watch 13 episodes of Rabbit Girl trying to save her annoying sister. It was well written, and animation was good. It's so strange to me that you do a self-contained story like this and then end it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
weird.
Do you think it's one of those deliberate things to try and hook people? You know,
I don't know.
Like they kind of. I feel
if that
like
was
they do
episode
this with
1, I'd say yes. Episode 8.
Yeah. Well, each of the stories are individual stories, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So technically, they're all episode 1 in a sense. You know,
hey, listen,
it's like a magazine with It's like the Sega the Mega Drive magazine, Sonic magazine.
I've also amused myself greatly looking at people going like, so how does this fit into established Star Wars canon?
Doesn't.
No, it does.
It's a fun side story.
No, it fits into canon, what? Andy. It must.
No, but it literally can't, because they've got some really over the top super Japanese, which are fun but can't work. Yeah. Like the only thing I saw a lightsaber umbrella.
Yeah,
which I thought that's really cool.
Really
it's very silly.
Yep.
But that can't work in the Star Wars universe because that won't work in a realistic scenario.
Also, I think I counted 3 lightsaber katanas. They also basically did Astro Boy in one of them.
Oh, okay.
With a robot Jedi.
Sure.
Called Toby.
Yeah, you probably couldn't do that with Star Wars just because.
But and it must fit into canon. I just love when there are 20-minute YouTube videos trying to okay, this happens here, happens here, and I'm just like,
no, it could just be its own thing.
Next up, how we bring Dart Revan away from Legends and into the modern Star Wars.
Well, I suppose you could argue they're doing that with KOTOR being remade.
Yeah, just admit that there is no continuity and not everything has to tie in.
Well, to be fair, I can understand why they're trying to, because there used to be a grand continuity.
Yes, but there isn't anymore because Disney shot it in the knees.
Yeah, but fans want there to be, so, there are people who are dedicated to try and... even in, we've seen... You mean Sakamoto, technically,
That's different. That's a man enjoying himself. That's a man indulging love. This is people who are just annoying me.
I think it's a similar boat, let's be honest. It's just, I think Sakamoto does a really good job and makes it fun. But, everybody has their own passion and whatnot, I guess.
So, and the only other thing of note I did is I watched episodes 3 and 4 of Revice. Yeah, darker story this time around.
When you said that a Kamen Rider Evil's going to pop up, I was like, I imagine he's not a happy boy.
No, apparently there's going to be Kamen Rider Evil and Kamen Rider Live, and rumor is it's the same body. Like, the powers will switch between, the human and the demon.
Okay.
So I'm assuming Evil's the demon. I think it would be funny if Evil was the human.
They might go down that route if they want to go down the real evil are humans, which, it's
Well,
common,
that's kind of what episode 3 and 4 are about.
Oh, well, there you go.
I would say
Well,
like.
do you think evil will be a business tycoon
Oh
or something?
God, no, he's a game designer.
It will be his dad.
Oh. I've quit YouTube. I'm now evil.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, isn't he like a bathhouse owner?
Yeah, but he also wants to be a YouTube star.
Does he? Oh God!
His whole
wow.
thing, he makes
okay.
like videos to try and get a streaming thing going.
maybe he becomes a VTuber and boom,
Oh,
he
God.
also becomes evil.
Oh God, there's gonna be a VTuber Kamen Rider soon, isn't there?
Don't say that. Like that's not a fun idea. Watame.
Watame. Oh God, no, she'd be terrible. She'd be definitely a villain.
Watame.
It's just like, oh my God, she's killing you with rock paper scissors.
Well, okay, Watame or Marine, choose your victim.
Oh God.
Or killer, I suppose.
Yeah, Miko.
Oh no.
Miko
or Mikodine?
Yeah, no, Mikodine.
Well, no, Mikodine would be her like transported into the real world, wouldn't it?
Mikodine would be like Exabe.
That's right. Yes, yeah.
Fuck up.
And
Instead
people
of buddy,
who don't know
like, at the
about
moment,
VTubers are just lost.
Yeah. At the moment, instead of buddy up, it's fuck up. But yeah, so basic story is trying to convince Icky to stop pussyfooting around and just become Revi full time. Meanwhile, person from his past gets involved with all this. There's a kidnapping. Oh God! And then there's a lot of like big character stuff. Like Icky's given very clear character flaws. Like
Okay.
You are a very caring person with zero empathy for others, and you need to deal with this. His brother is giving clear character flaws. We have the first like short, sincere bit between Icky and Vice.
Mm-hmm.
Very short, but it was like there. Very good fight scenes. There's a CG fight scene, but like all the actors are real. Like it's just like CGI vehicles in the cityscape, but which I think makes it work better than just doing full CG. But I really like the filming and the camera work in this show. And it ends on a happy note, and then sort of has a very quick cliffhanger that is because Vice is the one involved in it. It's kind of lighthearted, and I'm just like, hang on, no, that's very bad. We also kind of have a lot more about the dead men, what their plan is, how the two generals came about, why they're doing this in the first place, which is a bit dark, and we've got a new monster design aesthetic as well, which is interesting. I'm liking Revice quite a bit 4 episodes in. A lot of people are still complaining about Vice being too comedic and a bit silly, and I'm just like, I remember when Momo came out and everyone said he was a bit silly and too comedic. And now he's so popular he won't leave. We've left the door open and he won't leave.
That's true.
He has overstayed his welcome.
And we're not on episode 10, which is the tone shifter usually.
Yeah.
So you know.
So, but like there's
wait.
yeah. Please wait. And I think controversy aside, I think the voice actor does a good job with him. But again, but overall, I'm liking it. I like Vice as a character. I think he's goofy dumb, but he's fun. Icky's proving to be a bit more complex than I expected him to be, and I'm still liking the villains. They're not like Evolt or Bloodstark or Rogue or anything like that, but they are fun archetypes.
Okay.
And I find it interesting that everything about them is tied into Central American culture. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Revice. So far, 4 episodes in, I'm a lot happier with it than I was with Saber, which is the other thing, which I quit.
You can still go and finish it,
Nope,
you know?
28 episodes in. I gave it until the main mid-season power-up.
If you get all the way through, though, you can do like a woo-woo on it.
I don't want to. I never wanted... Like, this is more painful to watch than Ghost. Or it's as painful to watch as Ghost.
Oh, no, that can't be true.
Well, it's the same, like, head writer, but the writer changed halfway through because of some stuff, but it's as painful as a Ghost, except I'm no longer in the stage where I feel I have to hate watch shows because I feel like I'm a completionist.
Oh my god!
Like,
wow, you've grown up, Mikey. You've been a big boy.
The characters are bad. The story is fucking atrocious at this stage. The action is subpar. And
Mikey, you just need to give it like 10 more episodes, and it'll get really good.
Stage where and I've never seen this in Rider before. The suit designs look better when they're not in motion.
Oh!
Like Elemental Dragon. You'll see the promo shot.
Which one's that? Is that just a recolor?
That is the sort of like it's red. No, that's not a recolor. It's like it's got like a bone hand across its chest and it's red and it's got lots of fire things.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen a toy of that.
In motion, he looks bad.
Oh.
Like, he does, and his gimmick is annoying, and I don't like any of the characters, and I think the plot where they are in the plot is bad, and the villains are atrocious. And yeah, I'm done. I do not need to finish this show. And if anyone tells me I do, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm watching Revice. I'm enjoying that.
No, stop enjoying things.
No. I might try Zenkaiger, to be honest, at this stage, just to spite people. I don't know if Zenkaiger...
Is that the power in the Sentai
Yeah, I don't
one?
know if it's popular or not, but it's like... No, I'm not finishing Saber. I'm done.
Okay.
It can go to hell. Which makes it the first time I've said that in 11 years. Because I finished every other Rider show I've watched.
Yeah, I refuse to do that.
So, Saber was my breaking point. Saber was, to me, what those last couple of issues of the Transformers comics we did were. Like, it's that bad. Andy,
Nice.
What about you?
Yes. I haven't done much, work's been working. I've been
boy.
streaming. Been doing more of that. Screaming on stream, as you do.
Yes, watch out for T-Rexes.
Yeah, they'll come out of nowhere. It's surprising how stealthy they are. Surprising. I got a washing line. That's fun.
The dream?
Yeah, it needed to be done. I got Beastman along with it, the Origins version, because it was like, oh, well, it's over 20, I may as well get Beastman, so I get the free postage, so why not? He's fun. He's very much like the rest of the Origins figures, but his joints are quite tight, which is nice, so he stands up. Scareglow, unfortunately, his knees aren't the greatest, which I mentioned last week, but he's the only one that really has the wonky knees out of all the ones I have. I also got the classics version, the Mattel fancy version of Modulok. Do you remember Modulok, Mikey?
No.
He's a big red monster that has loads of parts, and you can mix and match all the parts together.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, he's really cool. One of my arms' elbows is frozen, so I'm going to have to plop that in hot water to loosen it up. Otherwise, if I try and bend it, it'll probably explode. I don't want to do that. Got it for a pretty good deal. It was brand new, so it'd never been touched. The box was badly designed, because you know how usually boxes, you just need to cut the sellotape and you can open it up? This is one of those boxes where they glued the flaps down. So it's like, oh, if you want to open this up, you got to tear it apart, which is kind of a shame. But the actual figure's really fun. Decent articulation, really good sculpting. I like him. Lots of different combinations. A little bit scary pulling the ball joints in and out. I'm a little bit worried that if I twist too hard, if I get a bit too man-handy with it, the ball joints might, instead of like moving in the joint, might twist on the peg itself and snap off. So I just need to be careful with that. Apart from that, yeah, really fun little toy. Looks great. Looks like a horrible monster. You can do lots of combinations with it. And that's really been about it, I'm afraid. I haven't really watched anything new, so I can't talk about that. Has there been anything? No, it's just been work, unfortunately. And then, yeah, my day mainly consists of like work, come home, work, stream, repeat. Then I get to do podcasts with Mikey every now and again.
No,
that's about it.
You fool.
Yeah, I know. We were discussing what our Woo Woo would be as well, and we're going to be recording our Woo Woo on Tuesday this week, so that'll be out this month. The free version of the comic show will be out probably Tuesday. I'm hoping, so that should be fun. Do we have any questions, Mr. Mikey?
We have one, but I don't think we have time at the moment.
Fair enough. Okay, well, Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want?
Next week. You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo. You can contact us over on the Moonbase 2 at the Moonbase 2 Twitter. And you can send us an email to moonbase2@gmail.com. We will actually talk about them at some point. Facebook, Libsyn, Twitter, Patreon, Weebly, all the places, really.
Oh my god.
So, Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forum. We're on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on Libsyn, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, as Mikey said. You can also go to ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to go that way to pick up stuff. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month to get the From the Files of Talatron 2, which we just talked about, and the Moonbase Woo Woo, which we just talked about as well. And you can find me on Twitch as CCTFW at the moment, but I'll hopefully be changing my name to Decayed Andy soon enough. And I stream there from 11 o'clock UK time till about 1:30 in the morning. apart from on Sundays and Mondays.
Mm.
Those are the days I, in theory, will get to sleep. It never happens, though. But Mikey, thank you for coming and pooping with me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming as well, people who are listening, or at least putting us in your earbuds, inside your ear heads.
I'm in your mind.
Potentially. It's a horrible nightmare, but it's true. So until next time, everybody, thank you very much for coming on by, and we will catch you next week.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.